Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Real Talk episode 148. We're getting real close to 150. I can't remember. That's going to be the one right before our in-person. I think 151 will be our in-person pod. But regardless, 148. Exciting times. We got Jurassic World Rebirth today. That's the big release of the week. Really the only release of the week. And we're going to be chatting about that movie, reviewing it, giving our ranking of the whole franchise as a whole now that is now expanded to 7 films between the Jurassic Park trilogy and the Jurassic World quadrilogy / technically trilogy plus this is the start of a new trilogy potentially, who knows. But I mean, we all saw the box office numbers. We know that this franchise isn't going away anytime soon. But before we get into the episode, shout out to our executive producers as always. Shout out to Mr. Stefan Niebrick, Stefan Johnson, Cody Whitney, and Cole Beaver. Thank you for everything you do and for making it possible for us to do this podcast each and every week. But I'm alongside Seth and Cam. George is in Europe this week. Can't remember if it's Denmark.
He's in
Copenhagen for a wedding. But I think by the time you're listening to this, he's back. But he was gone this week. Hope you had a good time. Looked like a whole lot of fun over there. Nice, fun, aesthetic wedding. And then now we got George's wedding here just at the end of this month. So big month for weddings. But yeah, before we get into Jurassic World Rebirth, I will say if you want to just jump right to the Jurassic Park talk, I know some people are eager to just get right into the review. Timestamps as always, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, anything, just go in the description and you can just skip right ahead to whatever portion of the podcast you want. But I know a lot of people love how we've been doing sections, so we obviously will always start with that. So Seth, how have you been doing lately the last 2 weeks? What have you been watching? What's been up across the pond?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't here last week, was it? Was it last week I wasn't here, or was it the week before? Last week.
I believe last week you were not.
Okay. Yeah. Last week I was at like a housewarming party thing with my friend in London. That was cool. A bunch of creators there. It was good. I don't know, man. Letterboxd is really slow recently for me. I don't know if it's like the same for you guys. It's been shit. This week I've done like nothing. Just busy working. Kind of preparing things again because it's 2 weeks today that I'll be on the plane heading towards the new of York. So kind of just preparing things for then. Crazy how quick it's like coming around, don't you think? Like obscene.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously we've been chatting this week and like organizing stuff. That's been really cool. And you know, a couple of kind of ideas and stuff like that. Superman week. I'm seeing Superman in 2 days. 2 days. I'm seeing
Tuesday the 8th.
Tuesday the 8th, correct.
Okay. Nice.
Got an early screening, going to that. And then I'm going to the Warner Bros. Studios in London on Wednesday. I think you can buy a wand there, so I might buy a wand. That's my idea. Yeah. I always wanted a wand. It's like a TikTok event. TikTok running, so it's free. And I thought it's the Warner Bros. Studios. Kind of cool.
Why not?
Never been before, so going there on Wednesday. And then that's kind of it. It's been a really, really boring couple of weeks, to be honest, outside of that. Been watching not much. I've been gaming. I've been playing Cyberpunk a lot. Like it's essentially taken.
Is that a good game? I remember it had like a crazy release
when it came out. Yeah,
and
it was like yeah, because it was like so underdeveloped and it needed like years on it.
Yeah,
and now it's like
a good game now,
bro. It's like the best thing ever.
All right.
It's just Blade Runner. It's just an open world Blade Runner. That's literally it. With Keanu Reeves in it. So, you know, like what more could you want? It's amazing. It's so fun. I've been taking up a lot of time recently. Been watching I've watched a few of the Jurassic Park films. I watched Dominion finally. We'll kind of get on to further.
Had you never watched it?
No, I didn't watch it when it released because I thought it'd be shit, and it was shit. So
yeah, but
yeah, that's that.
It's dinos. It's peak.
It's not. It's awful. I watched LA Takedown, which was I don't know why I watched that. It was like Michael Mann's TV movie of Heat. It's like Heat, but not good. Jurassic Park, like 1, I rewatched as well because I hadn't seen that one in a few years. So I rewatched that one. Watched Blade Runner with Anna, and also watched Toy Story 2 with Anna. Which, by the way, Toy Story 2, best Pixar movie, or one or two, I think. That or Ratatouille, bro. Rewatch 2. It's
that I actually we watched 1 with Bailey. We skipped 2 and we watched 3 because he wasn't super into 1, and I don't know if he'd be super into 2.
2 so good. It's so good. I had such a good time with it. Watched Vanilla Sky as well, which is like because Tyler, you remember like a couple weeks ago I said we were talking about I mentioned about the Times Square thing. I was like, when did they hire out Times Square? So I was like, I'm gonna watch it. It's fine. It's whatever. I think it was like 3-star. Watched The Lost City of Z, which I loved. James Gray, adored that film. Watched Presents, which is the Soderbergh one from earlier this year. Thought it was okay. Admired like it's kind of like a formal experiment somewhat. It felt a bit like cold sometimes, but I thought it was fine. Meeks is Cut Off, which is my first Kelly Reichardt film. Reichardt, yeah. First Kelly Reichardt film, so I'm going to talk for her filmography. Loved it. It was so fucking good. Adored it. Watched The Good, Bad, and the Ugly today, because obviously we were reviewing that on the Patreon. And that's kind of it. That's kind of it for me in the last 2 weeks.
Cameron, how about yourself?
Been good. I'm sorry, I'm logging Transformers on Letterboxd right now.
You logging slop? Crazy.
I know, I'm back, baby. Yeah, it's been a good week. Not a whole lot going on. I think last week, like right after the pod, got home and Emma was like, "Hey, I've got a plan." And basically it was to redo our entire front porch. So we re-landscaped a little bit, basically just added, like edged the garden beds and stuff, got new mulch down, but then added some like stepping planters because we live on a hill. So we cut out the hill and then add some steps for planters to be put on. So that was fun. And now this week we're building a patio in the backyard. So yesterday we bought 77 pavers.
Are you doing it yourself?
Yeah, Emma, myself, and then our friend Andrew is helping us out with it. He hangs out. He comes to our house a lot, so he just helps us out with our projects. So we appreciate that. Yeah, just 77 pavers of 65 pounds. It was like 5,050 pounds total or whatever. And my arms are just shot and my hands feel like stone right now just from like lifting them. I didn't even like lay them, but we just had to like get them from Lowe's and bring them home. And just I'll admit I believed in my truck a little bit much. I didn't really know like weight limits on trucks, and so I'm like 5,000 pounds. We'll just load up the pallet, put it in the back of the truck. It's fine. And then they sat like half a pallet down, and my truck just fucking like damn near flipped backwards.
5,000 pounds
weight. So
crazy.
Yeah, apparently it's only like 1,500 pounds is like the load max ish, 15 to 2,000. So I had to take like 4 or 5 trips. Eventually, had my dad go with me for one trip, and he got 20 of the pavers. But going back and forth just added so much time. So we didn't get that done yet. But I'll send you all a picture when we get the pavers down.
Should you ever play with that pool table in the background? On it, should I say?
Yeah, it's actually a bumper pool table, like I did as a kid. So basically, let's see, the camera's movable-ish. Basically,
you're covering your mic.
I'm covering. What do you mean? Am I good now?
Not really, but
okay. The pool table itself.
Yeah.
Has like bumpers on it. It's not a full pool table, but it's got 2 pockets in the middle. They're like ball sized. And basically you hit it around and hit the bumpers and try to get the balls in the little bumpers. It's like a abbreviated pool almost. It's a fun one. Played it a ton as a young lad.
I love pool.
Sorry, now I gotta get my mic back to me. Or my camera back to me. Yeah, so that was a fun one. So that's kind of my week. Is always a lot of home renovation stuff. I think after this one we're done for a bit because 1, expensive, 2, have no money, 3, expensive. So yeah, we're just I think after this we gotta call it for a bit. Other than that, didn't do a whole lot this week. My my upcoming week of work is awesome. I Thursday is my anniversary, so taking that off. Then just
how
an
many years
abbreviated week. 4 years married.
Wow.
4 years married.
Married 4 years? Wow.
Yeah, about eight years together. But 4 years married. So that'll be fun. Otherwise, yeah, went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth this week. Obviously, I watched all of the Jurassic Parks for this. Always just one of my favorite franchises. Love it.
Said
Love it
no
dearly.
one ever, by the way.
Yeah,
You might
I
be the
know.
first person
I
to
just
say
love Jurassic. I admit, like, Emma liking it makes it higher on this list for me because it's like the only franchise. This is before we watched Harry Potter and Hunger Games recently, so now she's seen those. Before that, Jurassic Park and Twilight are, I think,
Have
the only
you Lord of the
franchises she's
Rings
ever
with
seen.
Emma?
Oh, she would hate Lord of the Rings, dude. She would hate
Why?
it. She doesn't like franchises, for one. She doesn't like fantasy. She doesn't like wizards. Like, Harry Potter was towing the fine line with her. Like,
Just
wizards.
watch the Halloween franchise with her. I think she likes Halloween, doesn't she?
She does
Go
like
for it.
Halloween, but she doesn't like any of she doesn't like any of the new sequels. So she
Not
hasn't seen
even
any
Rob
of the other
Zombies.
sequels.
Shout out, George.
She hasn't seen any of those, but like she watched the reboot trilogy, I think, and didn't care for the second
Yeah.
one. So then I don't even think she watched the third. I can't remember.
Good.
But yeah, so she likes that. Fun fact about us, I don't know if I've ever said this, I probably have. She walked down the aisle to like the slowed version of the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park theme. And like at
I don't
the
think you've
end of
ever
Jurassic.
told us that.
Yeah,
That's a cool
so so that's a fun fact because like I didn't know, and obviously I like movies, so I admit I didn't even notice. So frankly, it was a great. I'm sure it was a great moment. Didn't notice at all, so that's my bad.
Great.
But yeah, she walked down to the aisle to that, and basically at the end of Jurassic World Rebirth, they like played that slowed version. I think someone was at the wedding and said, "Put that in the end of the movie," probably. So yeah, that's really all I watched, and then I restarted the Transformers franchise because just Transformers is fun, and the Michael Bay news we talked to last week was like, sure, I'll go.
Oh yeah, cool news by the way. And how the fuck did you guys not know the last night?
Yeah, no clue.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really thought it was someone else. So there's good fun ball knowledge that Tyler dropped on us, which is needed every once in a while. Need to get humbled and need to get some ball knowledge dropped on me. I'll explain. We had a hilarious theater experience for Jurassic World Rebirth. One, a person was just snoozing during this thing, and I think we've had people snooze during like movies before. This guy someone walked up to him this time and told him to wake the hell up and stop ruining the movie for everyone else, and was not quiet about it. Was yapping to this guy. So basically it was like, I didn't know if it was an employee or a person because I didn't see where they exited / went and sat, and I didn't see them come in until I noticed they were like talking. And he's basically just like, you come to the movie to just sleep? This is bullshit, man, or something. You got to wake up and stop ruining the experience for everyone. And that was just very funny to see that interaction. Secondly, the seats next to us, it was a packed theater. I think everyone kind of experienced packed theater. This movie's doing numbers. So it was a packed theater. I knew every seat was taken by us. So the two next to us were taken. Except I guess I should say one of the two next to us were taken. But I knew when I bought tickets, like every seat was taken. So then like 45 to an hour into this movie, two people show up. And they basically say, like, you're in our seats to the people next to us. And then they kick those people out. They go to their own seats wherever they were supposed to be. They sit down. 10 minutes of the movie goes by and they go, I think we've missed too much. We got to go. And so they leave. They walk out of the theater. And it's the funniest thing to just walk in 1, 45 minutes late, 2 to kick people out, and 3 to just leave right after because you've already missed too much. I'll tell you guys the point when we get into the review. I'll tell you when they walked in, but things had already happened in the film. Like you've already missed the explanation dump like that they're gonna do. So yeah, that was classic. Great time. And then lastly, watched Ironheart. I'll talk that for a couple minutes. Ironheart had like an interesting release. Honestly, kind of fun-ish. Like 3 episodes last week, 3 episodes this week, 6 episodes, just quick series. If they did that with other releases, I think I wouldn't hate them as much because, like, you know, you get them done, you're over it, and you move on with your life. Like I finished them. Honestly, these last 2 episodes I watched yesterday, I think. But yeah, perfectly fine show. Nothing, you know, nothing horrible, nothing amazing. I really like the actress Dominique Thorne for who plays Riri Williams. I think she's fantastic. I said that last week where, you know, where Marvel lacks, they seldom fail to cast correctly. I think they did really well with her. The story itself is perfectly fine. Basically, just her trying to, you know, create an Iron Man suit, like it sets up. The last 3 episodes, a lot more action packed. Obviously, like things start unfolding. You don't really, you know, in 6 episodes, you don't really have enough time to sit with a villain to really give a shit about them at all. But I think they do a good job, and I actually like Anthony Ramos in this. I feel like I normally do not like Anthony Ramos outside of like Hamilton, it feels like. But I think he was pretty good, pretty fun. Alden Ehrenreich is in this as Obadiah Stane's son, Zeke Stane, which I feel like that's just like the worst fucking name you could have ever. But he tries to pretend to be someone else. And then, you know, he gets outed as like Obadiah Stane's son, and then he gets all mad at Riri, and then they have a little fight. But they have pretty cool action, so the action works, which is kind of all I'm going for. I didn't give a shit about his character, but I think the action worked. Maybe down the line they have potential to like be frenemies, but I'd be shocked and awed if he gets brought back ever in this universe. This feels like a we're gonna trash this franchise, this show, except for Riri Williams. I'm sure she'll be back because, like I said, she's fun. But it feels like they're just gonna retcon this one eventually, where none of the characters are gonna come out of this show. But we'll see. The ending is a nice spoilers for Ironheart if you give a shit. The ending is Sacha Baron Cohen Mephisto reveil. And that's
even
what I was
I know
talking
about.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about last week with Tyler and George. Is like I just Googled Ironheart, and you know how Google has like the cast. Third build actor was Sacha Baron Cohen Mephisto. Hadn't been revealed yet, which again, not a big deal for me. I knew that. It was all but confirmed, but then eventually, like, it just became confirmed. It was like, all right, then what's the fucking point? If you're gonna do it before you even release the last 3 episodes that you reveal it. She basically sells her soul to Mephisto in order to get her friend back. Again, I don't think in 6 episodes you entirely like care or feel for this friend. Maybe if they had any continuity and they've like mentioned this during Black Panther Wakanda Forever, maybe you would have felt a little bit more, but they didn't really try to. I don't think they really tried to like give her a character arc in that movie, unfortunately. The suit itself is awesome. It's way better than the Black Panther Wakanda Forever suit. The first suit she makes is tons of fun. I like it a lot. But then the final form suit that she gets is a lot of fun. It's a very cool looking suit. And I know it's comparing Iron Man to Ironheart, but there are multiple times in this show where she gets hit with like electricity, because that's like Alden Ehrenreich's character's like big power is just like electricity man. And like a large thing of like Iron Man's suit is like he gets hit, like in Avengers 1, he gets hit by Thor's electricity, and then it's like suit capacity 7,000% or whatever, and he just gets like supercharged. And I understand they're different suits, but the whole time I'm thinking like, why does her suit not do that? Like, why is her suit just, because she kept taking these hits and like it damaging her suit, and I'm like, why is that not happening? Because also in Endgame, like he gets supercharged by like the lightning of Thor, and you know it'd be nice if we had like some. I understand they're different characters, but it's just odd to make her suit not do that, even though she's just, I don't know, she's just building an Iron Man suit at the end of the day. This one, she like entraps with magic. And I don't know if you guys ever like saw the pitch for the Ironheart show. It was like tech versus magic was going to be the whole thing, because like Anthony Ramos, his character is magic driven and she's like tech. There's a line in the last episode where like, so throughout the series her suit gets like infused with magic because her friend's a magician from fucking like Doctor Strange or something. And so Anthony Ramos drops the line of, and I texted Alex and Sammy this because it was so bad. He goes, "Oh, you do magic now? I thought you were all tech." And I was like, "Oh, nice. They're blending the magic and tech." Sick line, man. But I think that might be one of the worst written lines in the MCU. It's not a perfect show. It's a Marvel Disney Plus show, so I wasn't holding too much weight. I also think that they're going to kill these characters pretty quickly of like not bringing them back. Again, I think Sacha Baron Cohen's Mephisto will be back, and I think Dominique Thorne's Riri Williams will be back. She might
I'm
be
intrigued to the viewing numbers of these shows. Like how many people are actually watching them? You know
what I mean? But it's always hard because you get those bots, like it's like how many true people are watching this? Unfortunately, like it's not going to do well for Disney Plus. I don't think, one, because I don't think it's an amazing show. I think it's a lot better than their other Disney Plus shows. I think we're just at a point where like people don't care about them. And also two, people are just kind of racist, unfortunately. So they're just not going to watch this show, which is, sad and just completely wrong. And don't be that person. Don't be.
I feel like they don't market them that well.
No, this one didn't get marketed at all because I think they're trying to bury the shows. I think they already made it. Do you know there's a Wonder Man series coming out in December?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. It's Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Wonder Man. Yeah. So it's Yahya Abdul-Mateen. That's coming out in December. They're not going to market that at all. I think they're just trying to get these shows out so they can move on to their animated stuff
Pixar,
and then move on
with originals, moving on to sequels.
Yes, exactly. Disney, they pick and choose obviously where they market stuff. So yeah, they're just trying to get these shows out. They're going to move on to their their Disney Plus animated series is like Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I think the show was called. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and X-Men 97. And then they'll also do more Daredevil-esque, like ground level superheroes. I think they're moving away from the interconnected universe. I think that will happen after the White Vision show that they're working on, which that's probably going to be bad as well. But yeah, it's a lot better than like Hawkeye, Moon Knight. It's right up there with WandaVision. Except I think WandaVision has a lot more intrigue at the start. Just kind of falls on its face towards the end. But yeah, it's not a bad show by any means. Just not my favorite. But yeah, Phase 5 officially done at the end of the month. Phase 6 starts. Woohoo! But that's my Ironheart talk for the week. Shout out Riri Williams. She's fun.
What's the best film of Phase 5, Cameron?
Guardians 3. Come on.
Oh, is that? I thought it was 4 for some reason in my head. Oh, it was 5.
No, 4 ends with
Wakanda Forever.
I think. Is that what?
No, 3 ends with Endgame.
3 ends with three ends with Far From Home. 4 is Wakanda Forever. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Oh, fair.
I had my phases mixed, but you're right. Yeah, it's Guardians 3 is the best one, and then Thunderbolts, and then probably like Loki season 2.
What'd you do for the 4th? How many dogs did you eat?
I ate in total 8 dogs.
Holy
8
shit,
dogs
that's
on
good.
the 4th.
Bro, why'd you not put mustard on that shit, man?
Oh, I'm not a mustard guy. Just pure ketchup. That's it. Yeah, I'm not a mustard guy.
9-year-old.
I know.
I'll eat anything on a dog, but my preference is a raw dog.
As in,
Give me the meat in the bun, baby.
Great.
No onions.
I said I'll have anything on a dog. I'm fine with any topping, but if I could just I would prefer just plain dog.
Over like onions and mustard.
Yeah.
Really? That's
plain dog.
Yeah,
I got
ketchup is it for me. I'm a picky eater, so ketchup's kind of it for me. But yeah, I had 4 in that one sitting. Went back, got 2 more.
Were they sizable? I actually.
Yeah, they're relatively small dogs. I'm not gonna. my father-in-law was cooking for the bunch, like, so he was cooking for a lot of people. So like, he's buying the value pack dogs. But
we should
honestly,
find a great hot dog.
they're quite good. Yeah, I
think.
think so. We'll do a hot dog eating contest or something. But
Yeah, I'm on that. To be fair,
they look like similar to the ones that they're eating on Nathan's. So I think Nathan's isn't doing the big ass dogs.
Who's Nathan? What?
Like during the Nathan's hot dog eating contests. That's what I'm.
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seth,
I know Joey
This
Chestnut.
is an American thing.
No. I know Joey Chestnut. I've seen Joey Chestnut before. He's crazy.
He's a dog.
Absorbs the dogs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wild.
70.5 was kind of a weak showing from him.
In how many?
I wanted him to break the record.
10
but,
minutes.
I mean, 70.5 is still good. Like
10 minutes is still like.
Yeah,
When that's seen as your week go, it's kind of wild.
Over 7 dogs a minute is just insane, man. I don't think that's not.
He had like such a hard
Blizzy
line because he
gobbler.
didn't participate last year, and like they asked him in a post contest interview, like what's the key to like you winning these contests? He's like showing up.
Yeah.
If I'm here, I'm winning.
I mean, he won by 20.
yeah,
it's-
it's always
it's-
like everyone
He
fights
won
for
by
second place.
20. Wow.
Yeah.
It's always not
Yeah.
even
So
close.
I don't want him to retire, but I want others to get better. Like, what are you even training for if you're that?
Matt
Like,
Stoney
what-
had that 1 year where he pushed him. in, like,
Yeah, that's
2016.
fair.
What's his record? Do we know?
I think he's won like I don't know.
He's won.
No,
like
I
18
mean,
now.
I don't mean like rec. I mean like, what's his hot dog record?
Oh,
73.
76
73.
actually, Cam. Even better.
Oh,
Yeah,
73
76 in
is the
2021.
Nathan's. Wait, really? I
yeah,
looked
he's
it up the
76,
other day.
2021. Yeah.
Oh, okay. In the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Yeah,
yeah, in 2021.
Nathan's
Well,
Nathan's
technically
hot dog.
last year he had 83 in the Netflix one that he did versus Kobayashi.
Oh, is
but-
it 83? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
maybe.
76 is I guess like the official record because the
It's actually
Netflix sanctioned
so-
one wasn't like a
Yeah,
official event.
yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah, it's
so
actually
horrible.
it's one of those things for the first 5 minutes you're watching, and you're like, this is awesome. And then the last
Yeah.
5 minutes, you're like, oh God.
Joey Chestnut career eatings 1,284.5 hot dogs in 20 appearances.
That's
That-
Average of 64 dogs per appearance.
Do you know when he wins this? Does he what
for him.
are the payouts for this, like for the Nathan's hot dog?
I'm sure he makes more from
20
like
bucks.
sponsorships at this
It would be
point.
it'd be sponsorships, won't it? Because that like it just doesn't seem
Like he's the only one making money because he's
obviously
actually
he's not
sponsored.
eating all of them, is he though? Like not eating them. As in like he's throwing up so much after, realistically.
I don't even want
I
to
don't
know.
know.
what happens.
There's no,
know.
they've got him in the back with like a pump after. It's just like
They just
so- it's
I
so
love,
funny how
I love
dominant he
afterwards
is.
when they're just downing the Pepto Bismol.
Yeah.
oh,
down in that
God.
shit.
I imagine there's a lot of clogging on both
He-
ends, which has just got to be the worst experience. ever.
That's disgusting.
He is.
I'm sure
he's
they
a
take some
Westfield,
pill or something that like
Indiana native,
pulverizes
baby.
their stomach, but
Oh, is he from Indiana?
He's Central Indiana, like right
Ah.
5 minutes from me.
Maybe
according
he's
to
a
an article
Westfield.
published an hour ago, so very new information, the winner of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest gets $10,000, which is just such a small number to have like a legend like that. But it's
I mean,
funny, yeah.
I mean, and I mean, at that point, like, why even enter? You're not.
Yeah, you could be
not
the
winning.
best hot dog eater in the world and win it for 20 years and make a total 200 grand, or you could be like
Yeah,
the
but
75th best golfer in the world and make that in a weekend.
Yeah.
You
What
picked the
has he
wrong
got a
career path.
YouTube channel of his own? Because I imagine
I think he
does
started
number
one
one.
because like Matt Stoney's a YouTube eater, like a big.
I know
guy.
Matt Stoney. Yeah. I know he
Because
is.
like he basically was like competitively not even close to Joey Chestnut like at 1 year, but like he makes way more money because like his YouTube channel is big. So I think after
YouTube
Matt
channel,
Stoney
yeah,
blew
yeah.
up, Joey
'Cause
Chestnut's like,
eating
yeah, I think I'm
stuff,
doing this
like,
wrong.
eating stuff on YouTube, they just go crazy, don't they?
Mhm.
Eating competitions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Let's see. My week worked a short week, and then let's see. We went to a pool party for the 4th of July. That was very fun. Our Riley's friend just got a nice new pool. They just like renovated their entire backyard for like 90 grand total or something crazy. Like they have such a nice
90.
backyard. It was just like a plain dirt backyard. Now it's like incredible backyards. We had a great time.
When you text me this, I told you because you've been making so many pool jokes.
Yeah.
I pictured you going outside, sitting in your thing, and drinking a beer. And
I
thought
know.
you were
I mean, that
joking.
would have been a
It was
better
great.
joke because like my inflatable pool, which honestly, like I got the reverse end of what you got today, where I was like, or last night, Riley's like, oh, tomorrow we'll have a nice pool day. I'm like, oh, sweet, we're going back over to your friend's house. She's like, no, I meant like we'll just like lay out our pool. I'm like, damn it,
Pool, yeah,
I need to leech
Brutal.
off the pool. We're not going to live in Arizona much longer. We got to keep leeching, but no, we love hanging out with them, and their pool is super nice. And yeah, 4th of July was good. It was gorgeous weather. It was like 99, which is like pretty. Like I keep saying, like Arizona's pretty mild right now for what we're normally used to in the 4 summers we've been here. So I think it's getting hotter this week again.
It's
like,
supposed to be
over
like
100.
88 or something in New York when we're there, and I am,
What is that?
2 weeks out, though, it's kind of hard to gauge the weather.
yeah, it is. But I think we're supposed to get another heat wave because they're saying like 98 in Indiana when we're.
Oh man,
90
that's
back.
too high.
I was looking at the weather in New York City this
Yeah.
week, though, and I'm glad it's not
You're
this week. 'Cause
gonna
I'm
hate
pretty
it.
sure like it says the forecast says like rain every single day, like this entire week.
I'd
this
prefer
week.
rain over like 90 degrees Fahrenheit though.
I would
don't
for
want
us,
rain
but not
while
for
they're-
Georgia.
Light rain.
Yeah.
Light rain.
Even though
Is
George's
the wedding
wedding's
inside
indoors.
or outside?
It's inside, but still, like I feel like you want like sun through the windows or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had
I
this
agree.
festival conversation about George's wedding being inside because me and
Mhm.
Tyler both thought it
Yeah, I
was.
was very thankful that it is
Outside.
inside. I still have to get my
Yeah,
suit,
I remember
honestly.
you guys texting about it. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Exciting.
but yeah, so 4th of July was good. What else have I been up to? I don't know. We went to Jurassic World yesterday. We went to a mall in Chandler, Arizona. If you're in the area, you know where that is for the movie. And that theater was just so packed. Like obviously, like the Jurassic
Yeah.
World showing was sold out, but normally, like when I go to that theater and it's packed, like when I went there for like Barbenheimer weekend, like can park in the way back of the parking lot, but this parking lot was like more full than that. Even this was like
Because
most
of
full I've ever
Rebirth?
seen it. Rebirth one, but also just like every movie's like I was looking at just going through the movie theater app and looking at every theater and everything was
Yeah.
like basically near sold out, like F1, How to Train Your Dragon.
It's
there's
slump
something else.
season at the moment, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff going
There's
on.
it's like every year we have the same conversation where people are like, "Oh, movies are dying," and then it's like
Yeah.
every year, like it's like this weekend's gonna be like a record box office weekend. Like,
back.
Jurassic World's already at over 300
Jurassic
million.
World
It's
is
been like 3
killing
days.
it.
Wait, how many? It's not over 300 already?
Yeah, it's over 300.
Wow.
It'll fly over a billion pretty easily.
Yeah. I think we all like it just won't ever die. It's insane.
Yeah.
The staying value of it is unbelievable.
Yeah, because it's just people want to, especially nowadays where like people like statistically go to movies less. Like they're going to be more likely to see spectacle movies, which is why F1's doing solid. Like it's just like anytime there's like a good blockbuster that's worth seeing on the big screen, it's gets people out to the theaters. But yeah, so yesterday the theater was absolutely packed. Trying to think the rest of the week haven't been a whole lot. I started Fallout 4 last night with Riley. Like she'd already played it all the way through and she wants me to get into the Fallout game. So I'm I don't know, an hour in.
What do you think?
Fun
You're
stuff.
an hour in.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot has gone on yet. I'm headed to, I think it's Diamond City at this point, but yeah, she loves the Fallout game, so I'm diving in.
Nice.
Let's see what I've been watching this week. Movie wise, watched Death at a Funeral. So I know there's a remake a couple years later, an American remake, but I watched the OG British one. I haven't seen the American one either, but directed by Frank Oz. I was just after Pride and Prejudice the other week. I was like, I want to watch another Matthew McFadden movie. I didn't love it. Probably too British for me to be honest, but
How dare you?
yeah, wasn't a huge fan. But then watched Billy Madison after that. First time I watched that in forever. Of like the iconic OG
I saw you
Sandler
watch
movies,
that.
it's probably my least favorite
I
one.
quite like Billy
Yeah,
Madison.
I love Billy.
It's really, a lot of it is in really bad taste, but I can't lie, I quite like it.
I
Like,
had Billy Madison. The reason I had it on VHS. and
I had it on
wasn't
video as
allowed
well.
To, yeah, I wasn't allowed to like have a TV in my room, but in like middle school, I got a VHS player in my room, or maybe high school. Honestly, maybe high school. I wasn't allowed to have a TV in my room, but I could watch movies on VHS, and it was like that.
It would be like the same
Remember the
rotation of like
Titans.
5 films. I used to do
Yep.
the same thing. Yeah.
That
Billy
Remember
Madison.
the Titans, The Lion King. Man, I love that shit.
I had Happy
watched it
Gilmore
all the
too
time.
in my rotation.
I think I might have as well.
Happy
That's the
Gilmore's
best
probably
one.
my favorite of the
Happy
Sandler
Gilmore's
classics.
probably my favorite comedy of Adam Sandler's, to be fair.
I had Empire Strikes Back on VHS. Watch that all the time. Great stuff, man. I miss a VHS because you play what you could. You play what you could.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought Billy Madison's like it's fine. Like I didn't think.
Was that your
more of
first
it.
watch?
First watch of it in ages. I guess I didn't
Okay,
put the
fair.
rewatch thing, but I'd definitely seen it before. And then I watched Blades of Glory, which I actually liked more than I thought I would. A movie I hadn't seen in like 15 years or whatever, but
Big comedy.
So many one-liners and quotes from that movie that I'm like, oh, I didn't remember it came from this movie, but this is like when Will Ferrell was to me like in his peak, like the late 2000s he was just on such a run. And I like John Hader in this as well.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Jenna Fisher.
Yeah.
It's like the whole everyone in the Ferrell troupe, I think, did really well in this. Will Arnett, Amy Poehler. Enjoyed my time with this. Good movie. And then what else? Upstream Color, which we reviewed on Patreon last week, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which we're reviewing on Patreon this week. So if you want to join our Patreon and join our Discord, I know we've gotten a lot of new members lately. Check out the links down below. We would love to have you over there. It's a great time. And you can see our backlog of 76 reviews once Good, Bad, the Ugly come out. So like about a year and a half of Patreon exclusive episodes only. So plenty of backlog for you to get through. And then Jurassic World Rebirth, of course. Then been watching TV shows. I finished The Bear season 4. I thought it was pretty good. My tweet, even though I tweeted it before I finished the season, it still holds true at the end. Like, I don't think the show is like hitting me as hard as the other seasons did, but like I'll still watch every season and enjoy it. Like, I still definitely like rate this positively. I think it's becoming like very much Ted Lasso to me, which is why I think people who hate The Bear now hate it, is because it's like a Ted Lasso. But I think people who love it because it's like a Ted Lasso, where just like, I think a lot of the dialogue in the moments is just very much like shoehorned in to like talk about like mental health and like topics that like, I feel like we're like losing some character development in service of like, we're just really kind of hitting the beats of like some stuff that's important to talk about. But I think it's just like a soul fulfilling show rather than like, I don't think it's like the greatest like narrative show in terms of like the starting of this restaurant, the running of this restaurant. Like when you look at it just like purely based on like the what's going on with this restaurant's journey, I think it's like pretty silly. But when you look at the actual just characters, like the relationships, I think it's really strong. But like there's like so many characters that are just like so mind-bogglingly stupid, like the computer and stuff like that. I'm like, this guy's like who thought this guy would be a character that would be like a real person that anyone wanted to see on the screen? And a lot of the facts I feel the same about as well. But then there's a lot of characters I love, like Ao Debris great. Still love Jeremy Allen White. Evan Moss Bacharach is awesome. Really the whole crew is solid, like the main crew. But yeah, I had a good time with season 4. Season 5 has already been renewed, which I put in the rundown, but we can just, cross that off because we already touched on it. Is that the Bear season 5 is coming? I think definitely based on the way they ended season 4, it's like I could have seen them like if they didn't get renewed. That's kind of like a way you could kind of leave it off, but clearly also a way to build onto a final season, or if they wanted to keep rolling.
Rip in New York.
You're getting the tattoo?
It's been decided. And,
I mean, more power to you. I just feel like Indiana tattoo shops are probably like half the price of a New York City.
Where they spelled my name wrong, or my words wrong.
That is fair.
I forgot to tell you. I was with I used you as an example. I was with like a bunch of people the other day, and I was showing them your tattoo, and it was very funny. I just went to print that out.
Yeah, if you get that in Indiana, I'll be like, let it hurt or something, and be like, God damn it. But yeah, no, that'd be sick. And then I'm almost done with Squid Game season 3. Been slowly working my way through it. I've had like some of the endings. I've had some of the endings spoiled for me, like with like what we talked about last week, and then just like who ends up like winning the season or whatever. And I know a lot of people think it's really dumb, and like seeing it without seeing the season, I'm like, yeah, that'll probably be really dumb when I get there. But the actual episodes to get to that, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm sadistic. I still really enjoy watching the games. Like, I think they're always fun. I think they're equally as fun in this season.
Are there any like new games in this season? Or
yeah,
like
there's plenty of. Yeah, it's like a whole new games. There's like one where it's like half the people get a knife, the other half have to run away, and basically you don't pass. Like you either survive the 10 minutes and you pass, or you kill one of the persons and you pass. So it's like one person's the chasers, one's the runners. They had like a jump rope one where you have to like jump rope this massive, huge pipe, like that's 100 feet tall, that's like swinging really fast. You have to jump over it, otherwise it's gonna knock you off this huge platform. Like there's a lot of fun, like crazy new set pieces and games for the season. So, but I think I have like 2 episodes.
At least they're switching it up. I guess I didn't know if they were. Yeah, it's still just red light, green light.
No. Well, the first game of the season was so season 2 and season 3 are the same game. So like the beginning of season 2 was red light, green light, but everything else.
I didn't watch season 2.
But
I tell you, Squid Games is a big office. Like big office watch show.
Or people are still watching that in like the mainstream.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm pretty shocked. Like I'm shocked. I'm on the outside because a lot of people are talking it.
Like I actually said this. I think I don't see anything of it in terms of people who I follow really. But when I speak to someone who's not in the film like space like we are, people watch Squid Game. Like it's still as popular as it once was. It's crazy. I get it. I get it from
I'm still entertained by it. Can't lie. So I'm slowly working my way through it. It's like so season 1's its own season, then season 2 and 3 are like it's like a season 2 part 1 and season 2 part 2, but it ends at the end of season 3. But season 3 is just like it's clearly like a part 1 part 2 type thing. So almost done with the series. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like this latest season, but I didn't love season 2 either. I still think season 1's clearly like the strongest, but we'll see if I feel the same when I finally get through the final 2 episodes. But it's 6 episodes long, season 3, but each of them are like 70 minutes, so it's kind of a long time to get through.
How do we differentiate slop when it comes to TV?
I don't know anything I get for nude for a second season.
Yeah, I think
no. Once you get a spin-off, I think.
Yeah,
like a Walking Dead would be like the epitome of slop because of the spin-off.
Yeah, like Breaking Bad is slop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Spin-offs. We'll go with that.
The Office is now slop. Well, it already was because the UK version.
Yeah, because
US wasn't it? Slop.
Yeah.
Wait, did UK or US come first?
I think it's like in Australia. I'm pretty sure there's like 5 countries that have an office now, but maybe.
Is the Australian office?
I know there's for sure an Australian one. I remember the clip went viral from that, and people were like, "This looks awful."
Oh, really? The new one is just like Ohio office, right? Like Domhnall Gleeson, Ohio. He's they're like a newspaper company or something, I think.
I didn't know that was the thing.
So, but I think next year something comes out. I don't know. But yeah, I think slop, once you get a spin off, your slop is how we'll categorize it.
Yeah, and the Friends, don't forget Friends is slop. They had a Joey spin-off season.
Oh man, the awful. Joey show. Have you seen it?
True. Yeah. I watched it a long time ago. I watched it in high school after I watched Friends a lot in high school. That was the show I rewatched. And Joey I watched once and was like, was it
one season?
They missed here. Yeah, I think it was one season. Maybe let me go check.
Big Bang Theory.
2 seasons. 2 seasons.
Oh, was it? I think I only watched the first season then. That's funny.
But Succession, not slop, thankfully. But yeah, and then that's what I've been watching. Riley and I also have been watching this YouTube series a ton. It's probably on some like National Geographic type channel originally, but we're just watching it on YouTube. It's clearly like a TV show that someone's uploaded to YouTube, but it's a orangutan school. It's an unreal nature show. It's like all these baby orangutans in like Indonesia or Philippines or something. That basically like their mothers gets like poached. So it's like just like this baby tiny orangutan who has no mother to raise it. They get adopted. They have probably like, I don't know, 100 orangutans just in this like reserve. And then like these like mothers, these surrogate mothers, which are just like trainers, like raise it like kids. And it's like unreal. Like they go to school, they teach them how to like husk a coconut, how to climb trees. And it's kind of epic. It's just, you see these orangutans getting trained by humans. And then they like release them off into the wild once they've been trained properly. Good time. Orangutan's awesome animal. Definitely a top tier elite
top
animal.
10. Top 10.
Yeah, they're up there for sure. I think they're the one of the maybe the coolest primate. Just because like they're
I don't know, man. Like a gorilla, I think. I don't know if you can beat a gorilla.
Gorillas are cool, but I feel like they're like so vicious. Like I feel like I don't see.
They're not vicious though. They're not at all. They're only vicious when threatened. Gorillas are actually like a calm being. It's just a misconception.
Okay.
They're only vicious when like like they're scared of their child being hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like isn't that kind of like most animals though? Like I feel like most animals.
It is, but there are some animals there are some animals that will just kill you. Like a polar bear, I think would kill you if it's
polar bear. Most felines, because I feel like cats.
I'm pretty sure like hippos super.
Hippos have like a really like a higher kill rate, and I think a lot of animals, but I don't know if they're. It might be a bit like gorillas. Well, we should do an animal podcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
I love animals. I'm all for that.
Animal Kingdom. Yeah, let's start a new spin-off. After Real Sports, we'll do, I don't know, Real Zoo, the Real Zoo podcast.
Real Zoo.
The Zoocast.
I can't wait. I'm in.
We just go live from like local zoos across the world. But yeah, that's all I've been watching and what I've been doing this week. Let's jump into our one and only review of the week, Jurassic World Rebirth. So directed by Gareth Edwards from Godzilla, The Creator, Rogue One. That looks like it for notable things he's done. But A new era is born 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion. Covert operations expert Zora Bennett is contracted to lead a skilled team on a top secret mission to secure genetic material from the world's 3 most massive dinosaurs. When Zora's operation intersects with a civilian family whose boating expedition was capsized, they all find themselves stranded on an island where they come face to face with a sinister, shocking discovery that's been hidden from the world for decades. I'm going to start with Seth because we're going to work, least favorite to favorite up. But first, I want to start with the ending because you two both watched it recently. Cam, actually, I don't know if you rewatched Dominion. I know you rewatched all the Jurassic Worlds, but I know Seth, you just watched Dominion. Before we get into this, how did that end again? Can you remind me? Because this is only 5 years after that happened, and I feel like we got zero mention of like the people from that. And I feel like 5 years isn't that long to like have these like people not mentioned, which I don't mind. I don't want to see those guys again. But like, did they end and like die or anything? Or
no, they didn't die. They just kind of. They just didn't mention it because it's a reboot. But it's basically just them. It's the dinosaurs being free in I think it's Iceland or Ireland or some I country. I think maybe Switzerland. I don't know. It's some like oasis resort that they have this Biosyn. Biosyn is the company name. All right, they have a resort in some town. That like not like a park, but like the dinosaurs are all on this area, and they're using it to like study genetics to like. It's all about locusts, eating crops that aren't biosyn crops, and it's stupid. But it basically ends just with the dinosaurs kind of roaming the earth.
Yeah, and obviously there's no spoiler, but they obviously name drop like the original Dr. Grant, and they have like a company that does a lot of dinosaur stuff, but I didn't see any Biosyn logos or mention of that. So I was like, are they just trying to
I think that one shut down
from like Jurassic World stuff? It shut down, but there's like flashbacks in this that go back to like 17 years earlier is how the movie starts. So I was like, I don't know. Biosyn, they just seem like
was that 17? Was that only 17 years? For some reason, I thought it was like 17 million or something. Like it was like back when dinosaurs were.
No, 17 years.
Yeah.
You think they had Snickers 17 million years ago?
Oh, no. Sorry. I was talking. Doesn't this movie open up with like or is that Dominion? I think
Dominion, this movie definitely opened up 17 years prior.
Yes. I know what you're talking about now.
Because that's the Snickers, which
would be 12 years before Dominion. I don't know which would probably.
Wait, did you mention
this is a different? World. Is this InGen? I don't think it's InGen. It's a different company. But
I think it's InGen.
Did you mention the end of? Wait, did you mention the end of Dominion? The valley, the sanctuary between them at the end. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Bio.
I think so. Biosyn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned that. This is not Biosyn, if I'm not mistaken. This is an unnamed company, I think. I don't think it was InGen.
I think you're right with InGen.
Was it InGen?
I think like the pipe said InGen stuff.
I don't remember.
I don't think it's that important. I was just curious if there was like
InGen is like the driving company throughout all of these Jurassic movies. It's the company that's trying to steal in the first Jurassic Park. It's the company that's trying to steal Hammond's
what do you call it?
Eggs, like embryos of the dinosaurs, like that. Fucking whatever his name is, trying to steal those. So InGen is like the driving company through all of these, basically.
Right. Well, regardless, the end of Dominion doesn't matter too much because this is like really trying to start a new trilogy or whatever they're trying to build. I mean, the title Rebirth and the poster says a new era is born. So clearly, like, it still has the Jurassic World monikers, but like we kind of just alluded to, they don't really reference any like Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard, any of them. They don't really reference at all really the events much from those movies whatsoever. So I think they're like trying to continue things, but also like reinvent themselves a little bit. Like I feel like it clearly seems intentional, trying like distance a little bit from like those to kind of be its own thing rather than trying to be like a fourth movie of that. But we'll get into our reviews. So starting non-spoiler, Seth, what are your thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth?
Okay. First of all, Tyler, I want to say that I've just been looking at Riley's reviews and they made me laugh for some reason. They're just words. It's just like one line. I like this. I just
her review for this is Dolores, which
is a valid review because that is the strongest part.
I couldn't get enough Dolores content. I can't lie. But what were your thoughts?
I mean, I told you guys I saw this 3 weeks ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. So this one, what date is it?
It's just 6.
So it's not okay. 2.5. I saw this on the 19th. So didn't like it. I already told you guys this. I really, really wasn't a fan of Jurassic World Rebirth for multiple reasons. I think that for me, this kind of feels like a Gareth Edwards problem. I don't know how I feel about Gareth Edwards in general, to be honest. We obviously speak about his ability to utilize scale and the scope of his films, which I think remains here and is seen as like the creator in Rogue One. But a lot of it just kind of feels weightless and there for me. I've never really been a fan of his visual, like, I don't know, visual qualities. He doesn't really do much for me as a creator. Like, we have this in Jurassic World Rebirth, like a lot of kind of big scale on location shots, just nothing really made me feel that kind of adventurous wonder that like the original does, and even some of the sequels, which we'll mention after this. It's kind of just weighed down by reference points, which I think is not just a criticism for this film, but like after watching Dominion especially and Fallen Kingdom, it's just an ongoing thing where I think, and it's the kind of similar criticism I have with Alien Romulus, for example, is just it's way down with these like ridiculous and pointless references that don't really do much. I think I don't know about you guys, and obviously you can tell me this after. I think like the cast are pretty awful, most of them. Like I think Scarlett Johansson, she's bad. I think she's actually bad. Really?
That's
okay.
One of the redeeming qualities of this movie, I think.
Fair. I actually think she's like bad. I think this is probably like worst performance I've seen from her. I think she's bad. But I like Jonathan Bailey. Actually, I think he's kind of cool. And it just kind of feels like the whole transitional period. So, for example, I won't go into like spoilers yet, but when everyone's on the boat, when they're all there, the interactions between them just feel so kind of unnatural and lack that fluency that I like. And it almost feels like they're recording, like I said in my review, like reciting lines in a different room. And I didn't really have that emotional connection. The only one I didn't mind the dad. Actually, I don't know his name, but he was kind of like cool. But again, it's these different storylines, and neither of them really like got me. I didn't mind which we'll go into. I didn't mind the ending. I think the ending's kind of cool. And also, one of my criticisms towards Jurassic Park, just in general now, or Jurassic World, should I say, what was he called? The D-Rex, the like mutant dinosaurs. I just don't fucking care about mutant dinosaurs. I want T-Rex.
I want to reiterate that I think all of the dinosaur moments in this movie work. I think all of the mutant dinosaur moments in this movie suck.
Yeah,
suck.
Like, I didn't mind the
T-Rex moment. I hate the mutant Don or whatever.
I just don't like. It's just
not
Jurassic.
The Indominus Rex, because that felt like a dinosaur. But then that's the Jurassic World bad guy. Like the Indominus Rex was like the Jurassic World one. Yeah. But then in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, they go the Indoraptor, which one, awful name, two, bad dinosaur. We'll get into that. I think Fallen Kingdom doesn't have any mutants. It's got the mutant locust. But I hate the mutants in this movie, man. The D-Rex sucks. The Mutodon sucks. Stupid.
We don't need it. Like I think there is such a world in which
there are more dinosaurs in this world. Make like a rogue like Triceratops. Like those things would just go barreling through things, I feel like. Just
again, we go through this all the time, but it's like that bigger and better thing where they feel like they have to create something new. It's like dinosaurs are fucking scary when utilized correctly. Like the only scene in which I actually didn't mind in this when it comes to that, there was a few scenes, but like, for example, one scene I liked in this with a dinosaur was on the river or like stream or whatever. Well, the T-Rex.
The T-Rex.
Just a standard fucking T-Rex. That's it.
Very, very marketed for that scene, and that was probably the best scene in the movie.
Premier scene of the film. Because it's and like when we got this, and also like I don't know if you guys the D-Rex itself, and again I'll go into this a little bit more. We go on about like Gareth Edwards' use of scale, like in his Godzilla film, for example, which I think is utilized quite well.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even feel like this monstrous entity for me at the end. It doesn't feel that big, or it didn't, should I say? It didn't really have the impact that I think they were expected to. So when you're initially introduced to him in at the start, when he kind of goes into the window or whatever, and it was that shot we got from the trailer and stuff. I expected him to be this kind of just monstrous being that it just dominates physically and in scope every other dinosaur. It just doesn't feel that way. It didn't feel like scary. I didn't like it. I gave it a 2-star. I think it's kind of bad. But it's not like a, and again, it's kind of sports and racing. Like I didn't hate it as much as like a Dominion, for example. I think it's like a step up from there. But I just don't know if I love Gareth Edwards as a director, and I think the performances are kind of bad. But yeah, that's it.
No need to stop it as a
the
director.
scale.
You can just say you don't like him as a person too.
Yeah.
He's not listening.
Yeah, fuck Gareth Edwards, man.
Yeah,
Actually, I do. I went to a Q&A with him, and he seemed like a nice guy. Not with him.
Gareth Edwards and Gareth Evans, all time two guys that I'm just gonna conflate and confuse between each other all the time.
I've done that before. True.
Cam, what were your thoughts?
Spoiler free. I like dinosaurs. I like dinosaur movie. I'm like monkey that claps hands at motion picture. That's kind of what I did during this. But there are definitely it's definitely here's a take. This is the weakest dinosaur lineup in any of the Jurassics. That's my take.
In terms of like pure dinosaurs, then
pure dinosaurs. This is the weakest dinosaur lineup.
Yeah. No,
also, I always love in these movies the like 3 minutes they give you with the herbivores where they're like, look how beautiful dinosaurs are.
It hits every time though. They do the panning shot of the valley and they're like, man, Stegosaurus, or was it Stegosaurus?
Yeah.
Those
Stegosaurus.
long ones.
I didn't love the scene in this one.
Brachiosaurus, but in this one, it's the like a mastodon or like
How many names? I can't remember this shit.
What's the big ass? It's a different Brachiosaurus, but
yeah, it's like the 2 minutes of every Jurassic Park movie where it's like we could coexist with these guys, and
Wonder.
immediately it's back to
yeah, like the 5-second shot of these beautiful creatures, and they're like, wow, look at these things. Give me a second.
Pro-vegan propaganda.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
True.
Titanosaurus is what the big one is. But yeah, I enjoy these movies always. I enjoy watching them. This one has I think it has a lot of really high moments. Anytime a dinosaur is in the water, high moment in this movie. Emma and I were talking afterwards, just put every single every single dinosaur, make them like water creatures in the next one. Like, oh, now the T-Rex is swimming. Next is like the raptors are going to be swimming.
And get Jason Statham from the Meg as like the new character.
Yeah, perfect. The Mosasaurus is awesome. Always, never misses that Mosasaurus. But have you guys ever watched? Did you watch? Definitely not. But Prehistoric Planet on Apple TV.
The documentary.
It's basically like it's like an Animal Planet, but it's like CGI dinosaurs. Where
I did. I did. I watched a few. I know. Yeah.
Tons of fun. Really cool thing.
Cool.
It basically has a moment where it like reveals that T-Rexes were actually great swimmers. Emma and I were talking after, and again we were like, oh, they just watched that and they're like, okay, put the T-Rex in water. So yeah, that was tons of fun. Like those are great moments. The entire like plot line of this movie is they have to get the DNA of the 3 largest animals, which is I thought was a like pretty fun like shoehorn into this universe, right? So you're going to the 3 largest land, sea, and air animals.
Felt very video game coded.
Yeah,
like,
very video game coded. Like you got to get these 3 objectives and then you're done, kind of thing. Super fun. I really like that. As I just mentioned, I don't care at all for the mutant dinosaurs. I want to go back to just dinos. I would like a movie where they actually do a Jurassic World. It feels like every time they're like, hey, dinosaurs are living among us, except not actually, because in this one they die off. In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it was like the start of it. In Jurassic World Dominion, they're actually all in this like oasis in like Ireland or Switzerland or I don't know. I don't know where they are. I can't remember, but yeah, it's just it's simply I'd like to see them actually in the world. It makes sense that they wouldn't evolve to our terrain, but also in the Jurassic World reboot, they have dinosaurs that can camouflage because they've been given different gene samples from the DNA. Just make them be able to evolve to our climate because they have a fucking frog in them that makes them adaptable to the climate. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's a stupid universe. Yeah, just so yeah, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. I'll get into it more. I I think this might be the best that Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali have ever looked in a movie. They are both beautiful.
That's true.
people.
Mahershala Ali is fucking
Mahershala
huge
Ali
in this,
looks
by the
so
way.
good in this thing.
He
man.
looks so
jacked.
good.
Yeah, good looking people for sure. So I think that benefits. I like Jonathan Bailey's character. The family wasn't as annoying. We'll get into my opinion on one of the family members here shortly. Once we get into spoilers, but yeah, exactly. We'll get into that, and then the little baby dinosaur Dolores is fun, fun stuff.
Cool, yeah.
That's my thoughts, general thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like a film that every criticism I think is completely valid of. Like I think the script is quite bad. David kept one of his weaker scripts. I don't know if I know he came back into Dial of Destiny as well. I think, but he also did Presence this year, but that's not super scripty of a movie. I don't know. Part of me feels like he's just ghostwriting at this point. I don't even know if David Kep's actually involved in any of the scripts he's been writing the past 5 years or so. I think his glory days are long beyond where he is now. But I think this movie is pretty thinly written. I think there's aspects of it I like. Like I mentioned, I really enjoyed like the video game aspect of just like, you have these three objectives. You got to do the sea, you got to do the land, you got to do the air, and then you get extracted. And that's kind of your mission here is to recover blood samples. So you can basically the goal is very similar to Avatar, The Way of Water, or Avatar. It's like, you get this blood from these hearts of these massive dinosaurs, and we can kind of cure heart disease back with humans. So it's, very similar to those Avatar movies where they try and prevent aging, I believe is what the animals in Avatar that they take samples from do. So that's kind of the objective here. I like the cast as well. I think Scarlett Johansson's fine in this. So I think it's like whenever I watch a left-handed quarterback, it always looks wrong to me. And I always think they're like a worse quarterback because it just doesn't look right to be a left-handed quarterback. And it makes me think they're not a real athlete. Felt that way with Scarlett Johansson shooting a gun when she's a left-handed shot. And I was like, it's the same thing for me with left-handed quarterbacks. I'm like, it just takes me out of it. Even though she probably is left-handed, would shoot a gun left-handed. Something about it, just like left-handed quarterback. It just doesn't work for me when people are loading up with a left hand. I don't know why. But I think she's fine in this. I think Jonathan Bailey is my favorite performance. Mahershala Ali's, I think, is great as well. But then there's people that I don't care for much, like Rupert Friend is whatever, pretty just stereotypical character.
What's his name? The guy from Rebel Moon with a really good jawline.
Ed Screen.
He's just there. He just
I mean, not for too long. Spoiler.
No, fair, yeah.
But and then the family again. It's one of those things where like when you get introduced to them, you think they're going to be the most annoying thing in the world, which at times they for sure are. But it's like almost I'm so used to characters like that where I'm like, this is going to be nails on a chalkboard annoying, and they weren't near that level of annoying, so I didn't end up minding it too much. But yeah, I thought all the cast did solid. Like I didn't have really any complaints there. I just really think the writing is what held it back in terms of a lot of the moments being just really thinly written, really stupid, really just like needing a page of a script just to get us to a certain destination. So it just felt like a lot of just, checking boxes in some aspects. I think the first half of the movie is pretty weak. I really think the second half is really strong. I really enjoyed the second half, everything about it. I think it ended perfectly. We'll talk about it when we get there, but I really enjoyed the ending. But the entire second half, I really loved. First half, especially the first third, I thought were quite weak. But once we kind of got done with the foreplay of like, let's get us to where we're going, I thought it was pretty strong. I thought it looked pretty gorgeous. All the visuals and the landscapes, that looked really good. The dinos looked great, but there's kind of what the bare minimum you would expect from Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies, that you'd expect, gorgeous landscapes. And I thought the colors looked good. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed the way that the film looked in general. Cinematography is done by John Mattison. Let's see what else he's done. Did the Gladiator films, did some X-Men films, kind of just like all over the place filmography, 47 Ronin. But I didn't mind how it looked. But we'll get into spoilers because I think that's where most of my negative critiques come in, and we can just talk more freely about the movie. But so I'll put on the spoilers tag now. If you want to skip ahead, use the timestamps. But at the end of the day, these Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies, like I think we could spoil the whole thing for you, and it's still like if you're into that kind of movie, like you'd still have like a fun time just because like dinos on the screen. But we'll start with like the flashback at the beginning, which I think is like the most useless 10 minutes of the movie ever. Like you should have just cut that whole thing. Like basically you have the flashback that the trailer shows most of it, where it has like the guy that gets in a contaminated, like gets in like the cage with the dino, gets locked in, and he's like screaming, saying like, "Please let me out! Open the door for me." I just think it's such a wasted scene, especially because later. So first off, like anytime a movie starts with like 17 years ago, and then it's like now present day, it's always kind of like an eye roll moment. But literally, when they get to the same lab, like later, like our new cast of characters, Jonathan Bailey and them walk in. They like have a conversation where like, oh, it looks like they were like mutating dinosaurs here. So I'm like, okay, well, the fact that they like say that in the script there, you could have just taken out the whole first 10 minutes. Like, why? Because I feel like the only point of that was to show us that there's mutated dinosaurs. I think it would have been cooler to have the final reveal. Maybe we would have thought higher of the D-Rex if like he wasn't spoiled in the beginning. Like we were like, oh, there's gonna be like this alien looking dinosaur. Like maybe, I don't know. I probably would have liked it a little more if they would have just like not shown it in the beginning.
I think that's a criticism that I completely agree, by the way. But I think it's one of those things, isn't it, where they for a general audience, they want to have something to tease in a trailer where you can be like, okay, look at this guy. But then also if they chuck at the start of the film, but I agree, I think that seems pointless. But if they have it at the start of the film and they have a moment where it shows kind of the guy's there and how much bigger he is, it's like, okay, so we're going to get this dinosaur back eventually. Let's see what destruction he can cause. So for a general audience member, I think that's kind of why they've got it in. But yeah, I mean, I would have much preferred it as it had like its own reveal, I guess, and you kind of just all the information you have is just, oh, there's mutated dinosaurs or something, and then it just kind of shows up down the line. But I get why they put it in, because I think when the initial images came out of the D-Rex itself, they like did crazy online. I think in terms of the trailer and stuff, it's just natural they're gonna use that as marketing. But yeah, I agree. Bad scene.
Yeah, rough first 10 minutes. We get the Snickers logo. You get
the Snickers bar is crazy, like insane.
Altoids. You get Dr. Pepper later, and there's a lot of product placement in this movie.
The Dr. Pepper one was super apparent.
But so is F1, like, because like everyone talks about it online too, where it's like, why is this like homeless old racer like have fresh Apple AirPod Pros or AirPod Maxes in? Like that's what he listens to. Like he's like a homeless dude who like doesn't have a phone, like doesn't use technology. Like this would not be the guy who has the latest AirPod Maxes, but it's an Apple movie. So it's like, I get it, but it's like the thing is like a blockbuster like F1, and especially Jurassic World. It's like y'all knew you were making, no matter what budget you slap on it, you were making 4 times that budget. So like you really need all the product placement. It's like greed is this type of greed they talk about in the Bible. But yeah, so then after that we jump forward. I think it was 17 years or something ballpark like that. I guess I have the Wikipedia open here, so maybe it says in there, but it doesn't really matter. It flash forwards a bit.
It is 17.
And basically you learn that dinosaurs are no longer interesting to society. Basically they've been around, they've been in the museums, they've been, everyone's kind of had their fill of going to see them, it's just not a novelty anymore. It's not this cool thing. Like there's a part of society. So public interest is waned. People aren't going out to support the museums. So therefore there's not a lot of funding for them. They're starting to die off due to the climate changes just because they're not meant to be where these museums are having them. So they're like slowly dying one by one. And we kind of realize that there's the only place they're still alive is like in this band around the equator where the climate is just kind of right for them, as well as not being super populated areas. It's kind of like their own oasis. Then you kind of get the opening scene where you have or not opening scene, but you have the guy, Rupert Friend. Is it Friend or Friend? Friend. He's like the part of a medical pharmaceutical company, and we kind of alluded to this in a non-spoiler part where they want to study the hearts and the blood from these massive dinosaurs to potentially cure like heart disease for the whole world at this point. And in this universe, which I don't know, the stats are probably, I don't think there is what. Basically, in this universe, 20% of people are dying of heart disease. I'm sure a crazy amount of people die in ours. 20%? I don't know. 20%. In this movie, it was saying like one out of every 5 people are dying of heart disease. So like we could use this. And Scarlett Johansson's mom apparently died of heart disease because he makes some like crazy comment of like, yeah, like, your mom wouldn't be dead if we do this. And she's like, chill. But then he's basically the classic, I'm assembling a team. And he goes to Scarlett Johansson, who's like this basically Black Widow character, who she kind of just does special ops missions, whereas she's good at procurement is what she's able to do. Like if you need something that's hard to find, illegal, unethical, no barriers, no borders, she will get a team and track it down. And they pair her up with Jonathan Bailey's character, who his name is Dr. Henry Loomis, who is a PhD graduate student of Dr. Grant from obviously the Jurassic Park movies. So he studied under him, and he is now kind of like running this museum that basically is getting like no one's going to anymore. It's in New York, and no one's going to see these anymore. So he's kind of out of a job, or soon to be out of a job. So they're offered a ton of money from Rupert Friend, who is Martin Krebs. And he says, I'm going to give you, $10 million each, or at least to Scarlett Johansson, probably a lot of money to everyone, to go extract this blood samples from these 3 dinosaurs and, give it to this medical company so they can, extort humans across the world for the insane amount of money in order to, live longer, classic pharmaceutical company nonsense. So they go and they get a boat charter from Mahershala Ali and crew, including Ed Skrein and just these other, let's see, I think there's Luna Blaze plays. No, that's one of the family members, but there's just a crew of people on this boat in near the equator where they kind of get all together, and it's Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, and crew are going to do this mission, which we talked about. It's like a very much 3 objectives: get the sea animal, the sea dinosaur, get the largest land dinosaur, get the largest air dinosaur. And yeah, from there, that's when we kind of gets us into the first like real meat of the movie that was kind of all set up at this point. And then we get to meet the family who's on a sailing expedition.
And the boat capsizes, doesn't it?
I can't remember where they left from, but they were going to Cape Town, South Africa or whatever. And it's just like before the eldest daughter goes off to college, or doing like one last family hoorah of sailing together. A pastime.
The classic like daughter's boyfriend is there who doesn't really have a relationship with their dad, even though their dad tries to, and he's like lazy.
Woke Jurassic World for not killing him. Should have killed him.
I know.
Woke Jurassic World. Should have died by the Mosasaurus right at the start. Didn't need his comedic relief.
I was thinking the whole time too, is like he likes, because it's the trope of like he saves the daughter and the dad's got to be like, oh, thanks for saving my daughter. But it's like, if I was a dad, like, basically it's like a druggy burnout loser, asshole, rude,
doesn't help,
saves the life, but then immediately goes back to being like just like kind of loser. I'd still be like, yeah, you like, thank you, but like you gotta leave this dude, man. But to be fair, like I don't think the dad really ever shows that he has the moment of respect where he's like, you protect my daughter, but I don't think he ever gets to the point where he's fully like, yeah, we're bros, that like I love you, man.
I was waiting for that moment patiently. I didn't think
I was happy and never, because I was like, I would never as a dad, which maybe will change when I'm a kid, but I'm like, this guy sucks. Like when he was on the boat and like he refused to do his shift, I was like, dude,
it really annoyed me.
I hate that dude.
I was like, respect your damn elders, this new woke generation of kids. But yeah, so like the boat capsizes because you have these Spinosauruses swimming around in the water that capsize the boat, and they call out a mayday call, which the team we were just talking about that was assembled is going to this island to get all these dinosaur samples, but they were like 20 minutes away.
Back on themselves, and
so yeah, it kind of introduces the first complication of, Rupert Friend's character as Martin is very much like, fuck these people, we got to go do our mission, that's all we're here for, versus Mahershala Ali being very much a guilt-driven character based on stuff in his past, who wants to right some wrongs and look out for people and, help people. And it kind of sets up some of these character motivations. So he turns the boat around. He's the captain at the end of the day of the charter, and they go and rescue this family, where they all survived that boat accident. They are all on this boat now. The family's like, please just take us, to the nearest whatever, drop us off. Like, we don't really want to be with y'all anymore. And they're like, we can't waste any more time. We got to go on this mission. And that's where the first objective hits. They find the massive thing underwater, comes to their boat, and they have to start, Scarlett Johansson getting the sniper with the really cool. I thought it was like a pretty cool like device, which I obviously is like not practical, but it's like shoots, like injects and like self ejects and just parachutes. Like I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like that it was just so video game coded, which cool stuff. But yeah, so then we gotta, anything we want to touch on about the first encounter of the sea animal where they fight the boat. We get basically we'll talk from them now being on the boat all together as one big mission crew together, all the way up until the boat being destroyed and them washing ashore. So anything you guys want to talk about in that sequence?
I think super fun. Like this is what I'm saying. I think the Mosasaurus, and then later on you get the reveal that the sails that they thought they saw in the water before the Mosasaurus comes to the family boat was like Spinosauruses swimming and working together in, symbiosis or whatever. Super fun. Like that was I think a really fun and great moment of this. You get Francis from Deadpool, just getting eviscerated by a Spinosaurus out of the water.
Who's
As soon
Francis?
as
The guy you're talking about
Francis
from Rebel
from
Moon.
Deadpool.
Oh, Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Which-
okay, sorry.
A quick comment on his death. So like this isn't a Jurassic World Rebirth problem. This is like every franchise or every movie like this problem where like they kill someone who's like so over the top, like evil or like aggressive or like rah, where it's like,
Yeah.
I want a death like of like the boyfriend. Like I want
The
the
guy.
guy I hate.
Yeah,
that's,
give me
like,
something.
satisfying. Because like when this
Yep.
guy dies, it's like Riley and I looked at each other with like of course, like they're gonna kill off this guy, which like we were happy about, but it's like it doesn't like he's like this annoying like rah military dude who's just like shooting dinosaurs for no reason, just like lighting them up, and then everyone's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? It's like then they kill him pretty quick, and it's like I don't know, you don't like hate. He's like such a caricature of evil to where you're like you don't hate him enough.
Yeah.
You're just like
Yeah,
okay,
like
good, he's out of
you
it.
maybe hate Rupert. You probably hate Rupert Friend's
for sure
character
you
enough
hate
to watch
Martin,
him
yeah.
die. But like even that, like you're not super attached to any of these people. But like, yeah, watching him die is
Just
fun. But
switch it up.
I think Jurassic World 2, or Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World is the only one that like introduces a random character and they don't die. Like Vince Vaughn's character doesn't die at the end of Jurassic Park 2, and I think that's like the craziest thing that happens in this franchise is him not dying. But at the same time, it's Vince Vaughn, so like, are you gonna kill him off? I don't think so.
How old do you guys think Mahershala Ali is?
I'm gonna say 57.
40.
Why 57? Okay, never mind. I
How
for some
old is
reason I thought he was like late 30s. I have no idea why. I thought he was much younger than he is.
How old is he?
He's 51. I just didn't think he was 50 in his 50s.
Yeah, I didn't think he was like
He's
super.
just like an all-time dude who like has looked like he hasn't aged in the last 15 years.
He looks
Like,
great.
Yeah.
Like he looks Green Book was like 10 years ago, probably filmed 12 years ago. He looks the same as Green Book in terms of like doesn't look like he's aged today. He's gotten stronger, but age-wise, like he looks,
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get Ed Screen dies. Bobby Atwater is his name. That's kind of a
very
character
handsome
name for a
man,
dude
by
on
the
a
way.
boat.
Very very good looking.
good looking
cast.
fella, no
Yeah,
doubt.
Very
Big
good
jawline.
looking cast. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this like intro is so fun. By the way, after they get the Mosasaurus blood and the sample from the Mosasaurus, and they're like, we don't want to go to the island. The kids are like, what the hell's going on? All of that jazz.
Yeah.
After we get that, that's when those two people walked in. Not a family, it's just two people, but that's when they walked in. So they'd already gotten 1/3 of the objectives done when this family walked in. So it's like, at that point, yeah, you are too late. You're too late for this.
Mhm.
But then you get like, is it before or after you get like explanation dump of like
It's after, isn't it?
Mahershala Ali,
The
and
terrible
Scarlett
explanation of
Johansson.
Scarlett
Really,
Johansson's
really
husband, or not husband, but partner.
That's before.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
before they're on the ship, I think. I think.
It's when they're on the ship, but I think it's before they get the Mosasaurus.
Before the Mosasaurus
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So basically, we learn like
I hated
her
that
previous
scene.
partner died, and
It's so silly.
and then
you see like
Mahershala
Mahershala
Ali's
Ali's
kid,
son.
and then he gets divorced, and saw someone saying that
Hated
you
that
can't have a
scene.
Jurassic Park movie without mentioning a divorce, and that's like the Steven Spielberg of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of just it's just terrible, awful dialogue and exposition dump of so Scarlett Johansson's not going to want to leave people behind, and Mahershala Ali is going to want to care for young ones and protect people, and that's kind of
Awful.
terrible,
Really
terrible
bad
dialogue
scene.
to
Really
say,
bad
yeah.
scene. But
But
I think
after
because I like
they kind of have
Scarlett.
these fight with the dinos in the water, they start racing to shore, and they're getting about to be capsized, and the eldest daughter, Teresa goes to call a mayday call, and Rupert Friend is like, we're trying to do this covertly. We don't want, one, it's illegal to be there, so any authorities would come and get them, and two, all the competition that would also love this information. He wants to just keep it as secret as possible. So he goes and he's trying to be like, hey, yo, let's not call Mayday right now. She's like, yo, we're about to die. I'm calling Mayday. She gets knocked off. So he doesn't push her off, but she gets knocked off based on like a big wave or like dino crashing into the boat. She's like hanging off the edge, and he easily could have saved her, but he's kind of like a trolley problem type of person where he's like, I'm not technically killing you because I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to not help you come back. And she falls off into the water. And then this is where redeeming boyfriend gets his
jumps
moment
in.
of jumping in.
Boo. Should have gotten
Very,
eaten by a
very
Spinosaurus
timely
then.
with the Disney cruise last week, where that big news story of the daughter falling in and the dad jumping off the cruise after her to save her. So
I actually
timing
didn't
worked
didn't
out
see
well.
that. That's crazy.
No, I didn't know.
Oh
That.
yeah, it was a big story.
Did he save her?
Yeah, they both survived. They got the rescue mission out, and they treaded water for like 20 minutes. Basically, I think like 10 minutes of treading water in the ocean is like what a Navy SEAL has to be trained to, and he was able to tread 20 minutes with his daughter.
Oh shit! Yeah, just looking.
But yeah, so that's basically what this dude had to do. Because I think, well, he had the I don't even know what that thing's called, the lifeguard device. Those like little things that lifeguards always grab and run and jump in, and saves the daughter. And this is where we kind of get them split up initially, where the dad and the youngest daughter also jump off as well, and they basically split to where it's like the family's on their own, saving from this wreckage of this ship, and then the scientists team of people are on their own as well. The other forgettable character, is it Nina? Yeah, Nina. This is where she dies on the shore once they get to shore.
Which, here's my take: 2 deaths by the Spinosaurus is just lazy. You gotta distribute the character deaths to different animals.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like you used 2 of your
Spinosaurus lobby was lined in the pockets of.
I know, like they barely use velociraptors in this movie, which, by the way, woke Jurassic World straying away from the velociraptors.
They're probably my favorites. I'll be honest.
Oh, far and away, they're the best. But
I can't believe they didn't even give us a clapping moment of it. At least give us one, tap.
Yeah, true. Actually,
the finger. Come on.
Yeah, they do. They do use velociraptors a lot in like 3 Jurassic World movies, so I think they were trying to like distinguish themselves a bit.
Cool.
Fuck that. Give me velociraptors. But yeah, they use more dinosaurs to kill these characters. You can't use. I think they had 3 for sure throwaway like crewmates that were gonna die. You knew it. 2 of them being
like
on
the ship. What was his name? The guy who actually
Captain guy.
The captain guy.
Ship captain guy.
His death was that was a scene I quite like. We'll move on to that, but that was was cool.
But yeah, so at this point, the first third of the movie's done, and I feel like it was easily the worst third of the movie to me. And the very, very, very messy, long-winded way of basically telling us Scarlett Johansson has guilt for letting someone die in action with her. Mahershala Ali feels guilt for letting someone die under his supervision. So those 2 character motivations. You have the family who is fragmented. You have Martin, who is purely money and greed driven. And that's pretty much what we're supposed to get out of the first third. Just the character stereotypes and getting them to this island where, yes, they have accomplished 1 of their 3 objectives, but really to me, the first third of this movie is just like a complete mess of just like, let's get us to where we need to be. But once you get to the island, I think it looks quite gorgeous there. I really enjoyed most of the island sequences. Like I said, at this point, there's 2 factions, and so the family at this point sees like these gas lines or power lines that say InGen on it, and they basically are like, let's follow these because they know of a town. Basically, they say there's a town on the island, so that's all they really know, because this family has no clue about this island or anything. So they just see these pipes and they're like, these pipes got to lead somewhere, like a generator, the town, something. So their mission is basically, let's just follow these pipes. Whereas the mission of the other crew of scientists and Scarlett Johansson and et cetera, they are going to get their 2 final missions, but they have the next night at night, they have a helicopter extract coming to swing by. Basically, Scarlett Johansson set up this thing where she said, if you don't hear from us, saying we got out, by the night of the next night, then come and do like a drive-by for 5 minutes or whatever, and
or
see
fly
if
by.
to save us. Yeah, fly by. There you go.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's just I thought it was funny because like Martin's face when she mentioned that too. Like, even though like clearly like without them they wouldn't be saved. Obviously, we'll see what actually happens, but that's like the only way at this point with their whole shipping wreck that they would have a chance of being saved. But even Martin's face is still like, God, you told more people about this. He's like pissed off. So yeah, kind of, at least he's consistent. Like even his saviors, he's like pissed off that the people who would save his life are like, damn it, man, I don't want anyone else to know about this. I'd rather just figure this out on our own. But so yeah, at this point it's just a mission of the family trying to. So the dad is like a bad ankle at this point that randomly at times hurts him and other times is completely fine. Just very uneven of when that.
I didn't even think it ever hurt him. Like one time they mentioned like, oh, is your ankle okay? And he grabs a walking stick. But after that, I didn't think it ever got mentioned again.
He seemed fine later, which adrenaline, sure. But then why even mention the
hilarious.
that
It's
point.
pointless. Yeah, it's such
Yeah.
It was so pointless. So funny though.
I think at this point we get introduced to Dolores with the family as well, which is the baby Triceratops, or I
Dolores,
believe is a
yeah.
baby Triceratops. Cute as hell, man. Like I ate it up. I fell for the slop.
There's your emotional resonance, Jurassic
Mhm.
World. That was like
It worked
That
for
was
me,
cool.
man. Can't lie.
Yeah.
I love that thing. Very
Same.
cute. Feeding it licorice, which for some reason, like,
yeah.
I like how it just kept showing up. Like it's not like it was like traveling with them for a lot of the movie. Like it just kept showing
It just
up.
kept
with
showing
them.
up. Yeah.
Like
It was
there are
cute.
moments, obviously, she has it in her bag, but she loses
Before
it
that,
after the
yeah.
T-Rex like fight, and then just shows up at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
More
Again,
Dolores.
like Dolores is very video game coded as well, because it was like a companion that like gives you info, because like when basically like the T-Rex was there, like Dolores like runs away and it's like
Ran
hiding
away,
and you're like, oh shit, something must be wrong here. So I like that element, and Dolores and also just being very cute. But yeah, so this point the scientist group are going to get the land is next, because that's when we already alluded to, like, the scene of like the oasis of like, oh, like the great music hits. But so I'm trying to, like, the middle of the movie is kind of losing me. So like this is basically when the family's going to find like the raft, and they get the whole T-Rex scene is the same time where the scientists are doing like getting their second objective of the land animal, those big, which that mission, they're herbivores. So that one was pretty easy. They kind of just went on the field. I thought there was going to be a moment where they're almost going to get stepped on or trampled or something, but
they are big though, so it's a little bit
in the moment maybe use raptors that are like stalking you, and this is why you don't kill the girl in the by the second Spinosaurus. You use it here, like the raptors are stalking in that environment.
Yeah, but they need
like,
that
that's
moment,
fun
don't
shit.
they? They need this moment.
No, they have. I think you still have the grand scale moment. You cut the scene where she dies. You can still have the emotional, like, because after the scene where the girl dies by the Spinosaurus, they have like the 5 minutes of like, oh, this is fucked. 2 people have died. You can have it. Oh, this is fucked. 1 person's died.
Because I agree. Because there's not like, I think there's not scenes in this you could cut out. There's a lot of pointless shit, especially in the middle half.
So you add like a 5-minute raptor chase scene, and it appeases me. It appeases other raptor fans, the rap heads, as we call ourselves,
the Toronto heads. Got it.
Yeah, and just it. I think you need the toe clicking. I don't have it, but I have a.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, you get them in this like not desert. There's a like plains area with the tall grass.
Or one of those big ones, just one of the herbivores just stands on one of them. Yeah, because then it's completely out of nowhere. You get this music, and then one of them just gets stood on.
Yeah,
that's how to subvert expectations. That's what they should have done. That would have been fun, cool.
So yeah, at this point they have their 2 objectives done. We get the great scene with the score hitting, like we talked about, and they're on their way to their 3rd mission, which is to find the bird eggs, or I guess not bird, whatever, the flight dinosaur's egg, to get the final objective they're there for. But at the same time as this is when the family's still on their expedition, just kind of going through a comedy of errors where like a lot of stuff keeps happening. The dude goes out for a piss and a bunch of dinosaurs are out there. Which I don't know, like the scene itself is silly, but I enjoyed the whole like one dino just absolutely destroying, killing the other dino. Cool dino and dino violence. And then
not much
when he's peeing.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking?
Yeah,
I didn't like that because
I didn't like the peeing and comedy part, but I like the
no, that's fair.
Oh, you didn't want a raptor to die? That's fair.
Yeah, I'm pro raptor, anti mutodon. Fucking mutodon.
I liked that scene before that happened, to be fair, because I would have liked it if the raptor just got him. But that would
I think so.
I was hoping.
Yeah, they should have killed him then. That would have been awesome. Fucking kill this.
Even if they would have given him a stupid like heroic death, I would have been fine with that. I just wanted him to die.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you have movies like this, if you go into a movie and they introduce you to casting and say exactly who's dying and who's not, which you could in this, based on like
easily put in this,
which is a trope that happens so many times in like these big blockbusters. Like that just takes so much of the stakes. Because this movie, if you remember the marketing for it and the build up and the hype that led up to this, everyone was saying this is the horror elements of Jurassic Park and add into it. When you know who's going to die and it's not going to die, the horror is completely removed. Like have the little daughter die like that. There we go. That's horror. Like
well, no, but you're right. Like, I feel like even just like the boyfriend and the eldest daughter, like just kill them off because no one expects that. It is so true with this. Like it's so unbelievably obvious who's dying in this.
Mhm.
Like, it's just so obvious.
Have a scene where the father's like waking up groggy after their night by the campfire, and he sees his youngest daughter, her neck's been eaten by Dolores,
mauled.
like just completely killed.
Yeah,
carotid artery ripped out by Dolores.
Just
like,
go crazy with it.
But if they wanted to go horror, that's what they should have done, because this movie really did not feel any more scary, horrific, or terrifying than any other Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World 3 is so much scarier than this. Like when they
Jurassic World 3 with the birdcage sequence.
The birdcage is terrifying.
And it's a fucking good scene. Just get out.
Yeah, when especially like when in Jurassic
when they're traveling through it, they're running through it.
Yeah, when they're going through that like creepy bridge, and then out comes a big pterodactyl or a pterodon
out of the like this like mist that just comes flying through.
And then also there's a moment where you're panning to the like character getting eaten, I think, and they're like watching this horror happen, and then the pterodactyl like turns its head because it was like it looks flat, but then you see it turn. Fucking terrifying. It works, man.
It was marketed as horror of this, like based on purely the appearance of the fucking mutant thing.
And the mutant wasn't scary. It was yucky. Like I would have seen that thing and been like, gross.
It looked like a fucking. It looked like a messed up xenomorph, like xenomorph. It looked fucking stupid.
It looked wet. Like I don't know why it looked wet the whole time. Like it was not like wet from water. It was like wet from baby oil. Like it's like ew, yucky. That's what I would have said.
We'll get there soon, but at this point on the family expedition is when we get one of the better scenes of the movie with the T-Rex. Very fun scene where basically the T-Rex is sleeping, and the eldest daughter sneaks across to this supply shed to get a boat or a raft. It has to kind of sneak away again. This scene felt very video gamey to me.
This is where one scene where the dad's leg is hurt.
Yeah, the dad's leg is hurt. So he's like, "You go get this for me." And you get the cool moment that from the trailer, or whatever, like the raft inflates and then like it goes down, the dinosaur's gone, which is like a hilarious scene. Like when you think about it from a framing
because
perspective,
the other people are
the whole other family would see it. They're like they're not blocked from the camera view like the daughter, so they'd be like, they were also like, "Whoa, where'd it go?" It's like, bro,
like, they're like right across the river from it. They would have seen it. That's so funny.
Hilarious. But to our view and the eldest daughter's view, the dinosaur is there, and then all of a sudden it's gone. That whole scene I thought was pretty invigorating and electrifying. I thought was really well done, where they're on this raft trying to get away from this Tyrannosaurus, who it was a pretty long chase sequence too, of them just going down the river and the T-Rex almost getting them almost drowning, losing the boat. I really have no negative critiques. I think that whole sequence of them trying to get the raft while the dinosaur's sleeping all the way to escaping from the T-Rex, I thought was really well done.
Yeah, this is the best scene. Canonized that T-Rexes cannot bite through a inflatable raft. Definitely mauls this thing while the daughter's in there, which I thought the reveal was going to be she wasn't in there because she was under the raft, right, and the dinosaur picks it up. I thought she was going to like have gone underwater, but no, she's in there getting like shaken around with this thing and makes it through, which is just silly. But
this would have been a perfect time to kill one of the family
just eat them.
One of her.
That was
chew down.
Time.
Yeah. It should have been the boyfriend under there, and he got eaten. That's, I mean, he was the easiest character to kill.
Or even if you want to do the whole relationship with the dad, just make the eldest daughter skate, and then they bond over their grief.
Yeah, or kill the dad off and have the boyfriend then have to be like the guy who like steps up and stops being an ass, and he like has to
or just kill
I
all
thought
of
the
them.
dad was for sure gonna die.
Just kill them, all of them.
All of them. What if they had a raptor scene where the raptors just maul all four of them? That's what I'm here for.
And then Dolores as well. Oh shit,
and then Dolores too. Oh man,
it's a real
and then kills the baby Triceratops. Incredible cinema, pure cinema.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so the now back to the science expedition group. They're going to get the final avian dinosaur final sample. They go to the nest that they have inside of the cave.
By the way, no one could ever get me to do that abseiling sequence. That is so fucking high.
The rappelling down. I really like this scene too. This whole part of the movie was really strong.
Yeah, I didn't mind
the T-Rex leading right into this where they rappelled down. I thought it was really done very invigoratingly to see on a huge screen where they do like the camera angle, them just going over that cliff. Yeah, I was like,
pans down and you see the heights because that is high.
I have rappelled down waterfalls before,
but
not nearly that high. I mean,
not that
high enough to where like if my thing broke, I'd be dead for sure, but not not that sketchy.
I would
Not
do
high
that
enough where you
shit.
can't see the floor. Essentially,
Yeah,
is how high
yeah.
they are.
I
I mean,
do
I
that
didn't look
shit.
down just because I was too scared, but I could probably see the floor if I looked. But I would have died for sure.
You
get them rappelling down, Jonathan Bailey and ScarJo. This is where you get another death here. You get the guy who I don't even know his name, which again is just a classic, like,
he's gonna die.
if you don't remember their names or whatever, like they were gonna die, and when you get introduced, you get zero backstory on this dude, which to be honest, he lasted longer than I thought based on how little of like
he lasted to the third objective. He made it.
Yeah.
Through
he
the
made
game
it far. But yeah, this is where he dies while he's like trying to, I think belay is the term where you're like help him feed the rope down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey go down to the nest, get the embryo out, and ScarJo's like holding on to Jonathan Bailey's rope, and he's like, they basically drop the vial because the bird comes in or the dinosaur comes in and attacks them.
Real convenient where it lands.
Paris or whatever.
What's the scientific term?
It's the Quetzalcoatlus.
Anytime we have to say it, I'm going to refer
very much featured in the prehistoric planet thing. They all look like wizards walking around with their staffs.
Oh yeah,
that's how we describe.
I remember that.
Fucking wizard looking things.
But so yeah, they get in a clash with this dino who's like, stop fucking my baby and my eggs.
I love how Jonathan Bailey explains it. They're like, do we really have to get it from an embryo? And he's like, well, we could get it from the mom, but it's a 4-ton carnivore the size of a flying carnivore the size of a B-22 or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good explanation of like, we're just not going to fuck with this thing. Yeah, it's a giant dinosaur.
I'm sure they would have loved it. Everyone could be an egg. All 3 objectives were just eggs.
Yeah. I would have liked if they were like, the Mosasaurus is a fucking submarine. We got to get it from an egg. And then just all of them were getting from an egg if they just described it like that. It's a tank on land or something. So
the vial like almost falls off the cliff, and Jonathan Bailey is being held onto by Scarlett Johansson, and he's trying to grab the vial, but as he's like swinging back and forth, he's kind of like sawing the rope on like this rock. So then his rope snaps. Thank God for some nice leafy trees, otherwise he'd be dead for sure.
So silly, silly. Like, just kill him.
Yeah,
Raptors.
Although I feel like they're probably going to build the next trilogy or whatever around his character, which I really like.
Yeah, that's how you subvert it, though, isn't it? You just kill the people you expect that to happen to.
Yeah,
like it's so obvious the whole time.
But yeah, he gets the final vial, but falls off.
Also, he falls so far, even if he got caught by a tree. Even if he got caught by a tree, he'd die from that tree.
He falls, like, not to be like a guy who like looks at this, Cinema Sins classic, you would have died, but he would have fucking died.
Yeah.
He falls so
it's not like a second story he falls off.
It's not like a John Wick, right? Where like John Wick falls up that like 3-story building. No, I mean when he falls like the 3-story building. All right, let's be honest, he probably would have died, but maybe. This guy falls off like a cliff.
Miles of falling.
Like
not miles, but
either way, it's long. It's a drop.
But no, he drops really far. And the thing is, like, I feel like Hollywood just hasn't caught up to the fact that like everyone the pop culture of that Mythbusters episode has proliferated so strongly where everyone knows like once you get to like 50 feet or whatever, it's like 50 feet falling onto water is like the same as like concrete at that point.
Yeah.
Did the whole Mythbuster test to prove that? Yeah, basically that's true. So like, but Hollywood still thinks we all will believe like, oh, if you fall any amount of depth, but you're in water.
But you're on a tree. You land on a tree.
You land on the tree.
Or like some hay or something. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
And then so they fall down. Mahershala Ali and Martin are the 2 that are left alive because the other guy has been eaten by the bird at this point. And the Cam, name it again, the Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus or something. Quetzal. Yeah.
But then they all go back to Jonathan Bailey on the ground. They've completed their objective. They've got the 3 vials. They're good to go. It's not sundown yet, and they know that once the sun's down is when this helicopter is supposed to come to a flyby. So they have to get to the town where they're supposed to be kind of looking at the helipad using to be able to find them. And then is it once they get to the town is when they get reunited with the family? I'm trying to remember when they actually. I literally saw this less than 24 hours ago, and I don't even remember when they actually reunited.
Yeah, they get to the little it's like a town slash it's like a research facility.
Research facility. Yeah.
Where they just completely they try and reheat Jurassic Park One's nachos of the kid scene in the
Yeah.
kitchen. Very similar to the way they tried to shoot that, made it be the exact same.
But
this
with
time,
the
a lot more
Mutadon who sucks. But they also earlier in the movie they show that Rupert Friend gets a gun, and I thought this was going to be like something.
Yeah.
All it is when they reunite, the girl's like, he tried to kill me, and they're like, no, I didn't. I have a gun now. Like I thought it was going to be some like standoff of, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I wish Scarlett Johansson, because they say they don't have weapons, but they have that bloodsucker device. I wish she would have like shot him with that or something. What happens if you like hit him in the neck with that or something? I thought that would have been more fun. I don't know. I don't know. But they did.
The
not
way you
use
described that
gun
was so
at all.
funny. It's like, you tried to kill me. No, I didn't. I have a gun now. And I was literally,
He goes, then why do you have a gun? And he's like, because she's crazy. And so
yeah,
it's
she's
like,
lying.
yeah, so you have a gun.
Technically, he is right. He didn't try and kill her. He just
he
didn't.
he didn't try to save her. I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, I just didn't
he's
try
not.
to
It's
save
not
her.
like illegal. It's just like morally a bit
Yeah.
shit of it,
Yeah.
but it's not like crazy or anything. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. But yeah, just a goofy ass reunion and goofy ass use of the gun. But then the Mutadons come.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
keep going.
this is the beginning of the third act at this point, where basically the objective is to just stay alive for the next couple hours until this helicopter comes by to potentially save them. And this entails, the convenience store, sneaking around, get some more Dolores cam footage, which is great. There's these underground tunnels. So there's just like a lot of like cat and mouse moments of just like killing time for the next few hours of waiting for this helicopter to come. So that is shoehorned and a couple close encounters with dinosaurs. Then which ultimately leads up to like Martin taking the keys to the car and just driving off, abandoning all of them, just kind of saying like, screw you guys, I've got my vials, got my money, that's all I came here for.
To anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, no clue what his plan was.
Where is he driving to?
Where he was heading whatsoever.
Yeah.
But also, like, I guess part of this while they're waiting in this research facility is which is why, again, I say you could take out the whole first 10 minutes of the movie, because Jonathan Bailey has an exposition dump of like, oh, they're mutating and crossbreeding dinosaurs here. So it's like, then that introduces the mutant dinosaur big bad that, which again, I didn't like anything with the mutant dinosaur because it just doesn't interest me. But I thought it was a cool scene when it was like the helicopter coming and then it's like really foggy.
And then
so
it
like
was,
looking through.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, it's coming.
Fun.
And then and all of a sudden it's like, it's in the mouth of this mutant. All hope really seems lost at this point as their whole rescue has been
I didn't mind that bit.
completely killed. But Jonathan Bailey initially gets them to come back because they are trying to look for them, but they can't find them. And then he shoots off some flares, gets them to come back, and seals their fate by doing that because the mutant dinosaur eats them up, kills them. So basically now we're at this point where they have this mutant dinosaur trying to kill all of them. Martin is dead. He was killed by that mutant dinosaur, or where's Martin now?
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was killed, wasn't he?
Yeah, was his car stomped on, or
because his car
is Martin
Rupert Friend,
the evil guy.
Yeah. He basically they have their fight scene. He drives away in the only car, and then they go through the tunnels and stuff. Like they basically discover that there's a tunnel system leading to a boat. They go through those tunnels, and a lot of times these fucking Mutadons like crawl through crevices to get there, and they look like they're like bending their body. And it was just kind of a stupid thing because throughout this franchise, I think it was like a idea that like throughout this franchise, it's always getting behind bars. Like they can't get through the bars, they can't get through the rocks with the T-Rex like at the water, but these ones can, and it's like, no, that's fucking stupid. But the one gets down there. I think Scarlett Johansson is like the second character ever to kill a dinosaur in one of these. Like, so she kills one of the Mutadon.
Yeah, okay.
It's her and Malcolm's daughter in The Lost World.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. So she kills the Mutadon. They get through, and then Rupert Friend, for some reason, who drove away 10 minutes ago, drives back through at the end of the tunnel, and the Mutadon gets him. And I think that's the only Mutadon kill. Or sorry, D-Rex kill.
Well, the helicopter.
The helicopter had like 4 people.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. He's kind of on washed or fraud watch right now.
He
Well,
should have
they
killed
didn't-
all of them.
bro can't see unless there's light. Cut him some slack.
Yeah, they
true.
don't kill the D-Rex at the end, so I don't know if they're like thinking this thing will be bigger than it is, but I think next movie they don't even go back to the D-Rex.
Yeah, I don't know, but because
What's the B
final-
stand for?
No, there is a name.
Explain it.
What was there is a name.
They just kind of it's like Destroyer Rex or something, like at least call it.
Rex.
Wait, okay, maybe it does.
Distortus Rex.
Distortus Rex. Fuck off.
Destroyer Rex.
That is not said during the movie. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. Right
I don't think
now.
it is.
I don't think that's
said.
said.
No, I don't think it is.
Stupid.
Destroyer.
Yeah,
Rex.
but it does eat. It eats. It eats Rupert Friend, and then
I love how the
Mahershala
Jurassic
Ali.
Park wiki says the Distortus Rex is a mutant Tyrannosaurus and one of the two main antagonists, in parentheses, alongside Martin Krebs of Jurassic World Rebirth. It's just funny to put those two in the same, like, these are the two villains. You got this mutated skyscraper tall dinosaur and then this like evil scientist dude
He's an evil guy.
Yeah.
who can't even shoot a massive dinosaur that's 10 feet away from him because he just misses every bullet. So
Yeah,
he's on the same
that was
level.
crazy.
But I guess true. I guess if the D-Rex is on Fraud Watch, he's also on Fraud Watch with the same as well.
Mhm.
And also just like a classic eye roll moment where like Brian and I look at each other, it's like, what are you doing shooting this pistol at a massive? Like, you think that's gonna do shit, bro? But yeah, so the D-Rex needs the light to see. That's how it got the helicopter because of the light beam, how it got the car because of the headlights. And they're going through these tunnels to get to this final boat to drive away from this island. And Mahershala Ali has his sacrificial moment where he kind of tries to save them by shooting off the flare and kind of walking away from where the boat is to let them get on the boat and drive away, which I'm conflicted because obviously he doesn't die here. He ends up he survives because his flare goes out and they're like, oh, sad moment, he dies. But then he shoots up a flare as they're driving the boat away and they're rescued and they go back and get him. And I don't know if I would have liked it more if he died. I like Mahershala Ali a lot, so like I think I like that he didn't because of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Part of me, well,
Just kill
I guess
him.
Riley thought that he was going to be left there, and like maybe the sequel carries on with you find out he's still living there in the research facility or something, and gets it back up and running. A lot of ways you could have went with this. I think overall, just because I like Mahershala Ali, and I think if they continue to make movies with this, I would like to see him in it, just because Blade's still not going anywhere, so keep lining his paychecks while we're waiting for that to happen. But yeah, it was kind of. He does his sacrifice. It worked thematically, but he actually didn't die. So they go back and get him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Would you guys have rather had Mahershala Ali die there or?
Yeah, probably. He's kind of a cop out from, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I like the idea of him getting left there more than this ending. Like, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
at least
I
make it
don't care.
ambiguous. Like, is he
Yeah, I don't
alive?
care.
Is he not? Is he living there?
Yeah, like I feel like that could have easily been a sequel of we're starting to get mysterious, like this research facility has been offline 20 years and we're starting to get activity from it. So they're like, is he alive? Is he not? And they like kind of go expedition there. I think that would have been cool, but no, he's safe.
And look at these other secret dinosaurs that they concocted 30 years ago.
Mahershala Ali's just
They're
there.
bigger
like,
than the D-Rex.
he's just there 10 years later, like creating the most
Just have him
wild
be
dinosaur concoction.
the king of being like retconning things where like the sequel is like 10 years later after this, and they go and find him on the island. And he mysteriously was able to kill every only mutated dinosaurs. Every normal dinosaur still alive, but every mutant's gone just so we can be done with them. But then this is where they kind of drive off in the sunset, the dolphin swim. And to me, I thought this ending was perfect. I was so happy they just cut to credits as they were driving the boat away because I think every blockbuster normally would reunite with the family and the mom of the family would be like, oh my gosh, like your kids are alive. And he's like, yeah. Stupid dad, I messed up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm never trusting you." Like I thought it could easily have such a corny ending, which for how corny the movie was, I thought we were for sure headed for such a corny reunion ending, and the scientists and be like, "We're gonna spread this to everyone." Where they have it in like a line, but like I don't know, they could easily made this ending so much more drawn out.
They get back and
I was so happy to see just as the boat was going, just directed by Gareth Edwards. Like, okay, they ended this strong. I was happy with that.
I thought it was going to be the
they
same.
get the emotional like at the end. I love it.
Yeah, Riley made a good point though. She was like, I know having stuff open source, what it means, where like any company can use it, it's not copyrighted. But how do you start that process? Like, how does Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson go back with these 3 samples and be like, everyone can use these? Like, how does that work?
Do you have any research? Like, these aren't they are using these to create the vaccine or the cure for heart disease.
Yeah, it's not like this is the vaccine. Like it's not to do like research on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here are some dinosaur embryos. Like what the fuck? Like,
all right, so inject this into your blood right now.
Yeah,
you're gonna be saved.
Because I know like Tesla, for example, like all their patents are open source, but it's like Tesla invented whatever, like cars and like design and stuff, and they just ship designs. Whereas like this is like you need to like do like we said, like do the research and like make this vaccine, and then you can make it available for everyone. I don't know how that works. Based on how pharmaceutical companies work, I imagine how it would actually go is there some company be like, yeah, we'll do that for sure, and then just like get some lawyer to like write a skeevy contract, and it's like, oh look, screw you guys, it's ours now.
I can't wait for the next movie when they've got a fourth secret island facility research area where even the scarier dinosaurs were kept, like the Isla Nublar, like the original island, and then having a second one where you do like the research makes sense. Isla Sorna, and now in this one they're like, this is where like the gross looking
the real ones, or as you would call them, like the slimy ones.
They put all the slimy ones on this island, and like because if I went to the Jurassic Park and saw this dinosaur, I'd probably say ew rather than like whoa, look at that thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So I can't wait for the next movie where they're like, look at this other island that
it is ugly.
This is the island where only predators were kept or something. Like,
so realistically, like where do you guys think they go with the next movie? Because they're going to make another one.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me. They just did like a very similar thing again. It's just like,
dude, go back to your roots. Like I think we're gonna see like a renaissance of like franchises trying to get back to their original roots, almost of like go back to Isla Nublar,
remake
going on there.
Park.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, they kind of like could lead into that with the fact that like they're going extinct at this point. They set up Dr. Jonathan Bailey, not Dr. Jonathan Bailey, whatever his name is, as this like the next gen Dr. Grant. Easily they could legitimately like do what you guys are saying, tongue in cheek, and just be like, dinosaurs are dying off. He kind of abandons his life because no museum needs him anymore. So he goes to a remote island and starts to raise them in a park and starts. They could really just re-scrap it and go back to
just rehash it. I'm pretty sure
park,
Jurassic World was Jurassic World on Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna, like the first or second island. I think it's the second, but also they definitely go to like the original plant. They go to the original park during that movie, like the kids.
But where the Jurassic World Park is not the same as the Jurassic Park.
Not the same, yeah.
I don't think all the ocean stuff I don't really remember from Isla Nublar but I don't know.
Okay, so I guess Jurassic World is on Isla Nublar.
It is,
and then so I guess it's the same one as Jurassic Park. Yeah, they're all both of them are in Isla Nublar because they do. I know for a fact they stumble upon the original, like the two kids stumble upon the original park in the movie, but I always thought it was on the second island, is where that park is, but apparently it's on the same one.
And Jurassic World Dominion is in. You were right; it was an I country, Italy, the Italian Dolomites.
Italy, damn,
Italian
is an I country. I knew it. So that one's in Italy. I know Jurassic Park 3 is Isla Sorna because they have a funny moment where they're like, Dr. Grant, you've been here before. And he's like, that was Isla Nublar, you dumbass. It's a different fucking island. Shout out Jurassic Park 3.
Well, we'll get into our rankings here shortly, but yeah, I think I'm going to lower my rating down to 2.5 probably. I rated it really fast. It's just like, the thing, but it's still going to be ranked above F1 for me. And I know based on the comments, people are like obviously ripping me for it. And the reason is simply this. I think both these movies are written really bad outside of like the action scenes you're there for. But when I go to the theater for like F1, like the racing scenes are fun. The rest of it stunk to me. And then Jurassic World, I think most of the movie was horribly written, but I love the dinosaur scenes. But at the end of the day, I like dinosaurs more than racing.
Dinosaurs over racing.
Yeah. So that's really the differentiator there for me. But yeah, this movie is a mess, but I really enjoyed a lot of it. And I really do think, to me, I'm really big on the second half of this movie and really the middle, but I really thought the ending was strong. But a lot of basically everything involving exposition and almost all the dialogue was truly awful.
Yeah. I didn't like the end battle, but I liked the other battles.
Yeah,
anything in water, put them all in water. On the 4th secret island is a water island, so it's not even an island at all. They've been doing research. It's in Atlantis. Dinosaurs in Atlantis. There you go. I've
yeah, we should have just ended the Jurassic World trilogy at 3 and just have like Jurassic Ocean. They're like, we need something new now. Like,
true.
Because like the title,
Jurassic Universe, they're actually aliens.
The title of this is Jurassic World Rebirth, which nothing in this movie at all signifies a rebirth. And to me, unless I miss something, I think it's purely just franchise-wise. So like Rebirth, we're building a new trilogy or whatever. It's like reborn again. But nothing in this movie is like, there's no like rebirth. Like it's not like these dinosaurs were like extinct and now like by the end of it, they're like back reborn in New York again. Like it's weird. It's
I have a question for you, Tyler. Yes. Where are the colons in these films anymore? There's a colon in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but there isn't one in Dominion or Rebirth.
I do not know my
It really annoys me when I look at the titles, and I don't understand why that is.
Oh, the colon. Yeah.
A colon.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's part of the rebirth. They're like dropping punctuation now.
It really annoys me.
I know the only one that is the Lost World Jurassic Park is 2, so that one switches it up a little bit.
Maybe they're being the new Fast and Furious franchise, just like trying to fucking do shit with it.
Go for anything,
yeah.
Goofy.
But
I like dinosaurs.
Anything else you guys want to say on Jurassic World Rebirth?
Put more raptors in your next one.
We'll get into our ranking of the franchise now. Seth, is it raining where you are right now?
A little bit. Why?
I don't know. Because right now, no, because Wimbledon's on right now, as well as the British Grand Prix for Formula One. So like 2 UK things going on right now, sporting wise, and both of them are just like downpours.
It's not bad here, but after the podcast, I might go for a run outside and just like soak it in. Yeah.
Nice. So franchise ranking. I'll start with Seth. What's your ranking of the Jurassic Park World franchise?
Okay, we're going worst to best or best to worst?
Worst to best.
Oh, really? Build up that suspense. Excitement for what could be one? Who knows? My lowest, I'll say ratings as well. 7th we have Jurassic Park. 7th we have Jurassic World Dominion, 1.5. 6th we have Jurassic World Rebirth at 2. 5th we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, also at 2. 4th we have Jurassic World at a 2.5. 3rd we have Jurassic Park 3 at a 3. Second we have.
Oh wait, 3rd. My bad. I thought you said 4th. I'm sorry.
No. Second we have The Lost World, Jurassic Park, 3.5, and then at 1 we have Jurassic Park at 4.5. That was obviously going to happen. But yeah, so it's 3. I have 3 films that's a 3 or higher, and they are all the original 3 films.
Cameron.
Yeah, I go Jurassic World Dominion as well. Let's see, it's like a 31 out of 100. Yep, 31 out of 100. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which I mentioned this in my review. I actually really like the start of this movie when they go like back to the island trying to save these dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's a 41 out of 100. I think all those come at the start of the movie. Like they go back to the island trying to save these dinosaurs.
The start is the strongest bit for sure. Yeah.
You get that really emotional, or at least I believe it's emotional, like Brachiosaurus, like on the island with the cloud of smoke, like that shit hits. Good start. And then they go and like the Indoraptor can like attack people based on being tagged with a red light, even though if you're hitting them with a red light, just shoot them. Just the silliest thing ever. And then also they describe the Ankylosaurus, I believe, as a living tank. That's why tanks are better. 1, they have a big ass gun on them that can shoot things, and 2, they won't hit you with their club tail and kill you right away. So why would you want a living tank? Like this thing's just, it doesn't make sense. Stupid ass movie. 5th is The Lost World Jurassic Park.
No,
I really don't care for any of the characters. I don't care for Vince Vaughn. I don't care for. I like Malcolm because he's in the original, but I don't care for his daughter or for. I know, but
the magic.
I don't think it works.
Spielbergian magic, you know.
Yeah, yes. Julianne Moore pops up, and I'm like, where did she come from? Don't care for her. Just kind of not my favorite. Kind of fun when they bring it to San Diego. I wish they would have like ran with that a little bit more of like what's a park look like in a populated city. Let's see that. Jurassic World Rebirth, which we just talked extensively, is 61 out of 100. That's my fourth, and then Jurassic Park 3 is my third, one of my favorites. 72 out of 100. Loved it as a kid, love it now. The Spinosaurus,
that's one of the best scenes of any of the whole franchise. With what we mentioned earlier, the birdcage sequence is very
birdcage
cool.
sequence.
That's like the most
fantastic.
horrific. Jurassic
them hearing the phone playing, and then it just play, and then it just pans to the Spinosaurus is hilarious because like
would
phone
you not
is
agree
not that
though,
loud.
Cam? I think that scene. Oh, you didn't watch 28 Weeks Later, did you?
No, sorry.
Okay, you know
That's
how people
the one I
talk
missed.
about 28 Weeks Later, how
Yeah.
it's that scene at the start,
Mhm.
and that's kind of it.
Yep.
For me, Jurassic Park 3, that scene is so great. Everything else is kind of but that scene is so great.
I like the silliness of Jurassic Park 3. Alan wakes up in the plane, and it's like a velociraptor looking at him saying, Alan, and then he truly wakes up. Just a silly franchise. I love that one. And then Jurassic World, I actually really, really enjoy, and I watched it again. I was like, yeah, that's really awesome. 80 out of 100. That's my second. I genuinely believe like they nailed the corporatization of like what a Jurassic Park would look like nowadays, with like Jimmy Fallon doing a fucking like instruction read in the balls, over explaining dinosaurs. Like I think the corporate world would try that. Like Verizon Wireless present. It's a fun way to do the sponsorships that they do, in my opinion. And then I think the start of this mutant dinosaur era kind of works, just like the Indominus Rex is just basically a T-Rex that can do more, I think. And then Owen Grady's got his Velociraptor Squadron, which is of course my favorite. And then number 100 out of 100, perfect movie in every way, Jurassic Park.
No. Welcome to Jurassic Park. One of the best scenes.
Euphoria on screen, man. Like,
that scene is great.
So good.
Here's a comparison for you, Cam. That you'll like in terms of euphoric moment. Binary Sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Hell yeah. Great pull. Great.
Yeah.
Incredible. Great scores in the background. Great sense
that's
of
a
belief
tweet.
and love.
That's a tweet.
Go tweet it.
Thank you, Cameron. Tyler, go.
Yeah, I got Jurassic World Dominion in last place at a 2-star. Clearly the worst for me. Sixth is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom at a 2.5 star. Fifth is The Lost World Jurassic Park at a 2.5 star. Fourth now is Jurassic World Rebirth at 2.5 star. Third is Jurassic Park 3, also 2.5 stars. So not a lot separating these. Second is Jurassic World. That's clearly firmly my second favorite. I still really like Jurassic World. Is that a 3-star? But clearly just miles and miles better than everything else. 5-star Jurassic Park. Perfect movie. And I've now said Jurassic, and I've looked at the word Jurassic so long that it's like starting to look like not a real word. I'm like, this just looks odd now. But
Tyler and I, same rankings, ball knowers.
Wait, we have
the same exact one? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But I mean, to me, the third place and seventh place is separated by, second place and seventh place is separated by 1 star. My second place is a 3-star, seventh place is a 2-star. So really, they're all just kind of mud thrown in there, and we all agree.
No doubt. Like after the first one, and then I think World is fantastic, actually. And then I love Jurassic Park 3, but that's just because I think
World is good.
No doubt, like silly, not amazing franchise, but
I don't really like World. I tried again last year. I didn't really enjoy World. Jurassic World. I like the Lost World. But yeah, it is very much. It's not quite Jaws. I don't know if you guys have watched any of the Jaws sequels.
No,
that for me is like the epitome of, first film being
lost
like
it
one
after
of
the
the
first
best ever. Yeah. Whereas like Jurassic Park, people talk shit about the sequels. I like there's a few of them I actually like 2 and 3, but it is still one of those where it's like if you ask 100 people,
cliff.
if you ask 100 people, 99 are going to have one as one.
Yeah.
So kind of boring, but yeah.
Emma would be that 100th. Her favorite's World, I believe.
Really interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Celebrity net worths. Looks like I've seen estimates ranging from 5 to 10 billion for Steven Spielberg. I didn't realize he was built like that.
Spielberg's built different. Yeah, for sure.
He's
I think
George Lucas at this point.
I was going to say I think the only director that have higher would be George Lucas, but maybe not.
Yeah. No, but I mean, Steven Spielberg's franchises continue to just print money like crazy, and his production company. But that'll do it for our Jurassic talk. Time to get into trailers and movie news. Huge week for trailers. Not a massive week for news, but a massive week for trailers. The biggest one that everyone cares about the most, of course, is the first teaser for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, now playing in theaters only, and the clip is now available
Have you
online.
guys seen it?
They keep striking down. Yeah, I saw it online when like the HD version was released, but I think that got struck down. But
Is it
I thought-
HD version?
I think it was.
I don't think it's an official one, but it is.
No, it's
like,
not an
you can-
official one. But
No,
I'm
I
sure
saw an HD version that was like a complete like not a camera, but it was up for not.
what is it like?
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't seen it. What
the
is it?
teaser?
Oh, you
I just
haven't
know.
seen
I
the
just know it's
teaser?
like no, because I just know it's like 70 seconds long. And I deliberately, I'm not watching the like camera rips, you know. But I haven't-
Yeah, no,
No,
but
I saw it
I
in
forgot
theaters.
you didn't go see Jurassic Park in theater.
No,
or
I
World
saw
in
it at
theaters.
an
I
early
forgot about
screening.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, describe it to me. I've seen the picture of Tom Holland and John Bernthal. I know he's John
Yeah.
Bernthal says like a line,
I think the teaser's fine. It's like it's so minuscule. You don't get much.
but it's one of those where anything we get, people are, me included, anything we get from it's like when the poster released again, like a tiny different version of basically the same thing, and I was like, whoa! It's like, well, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
You get some
It's,
establishing shots of like the ocean, of the beach. You get to see the Trojan horse. Very
Score?
much stuff like barely out of frame. I don't really remember a score in the trailer. I think it was just
okay.
John
I don't
Bernthal
remember the
voiceover.
score. Yeah.
If there
It's,
was a score, it's very subtle in the
Holland-
background.
I thought
but
it's
really
Tom
just
Holland.
a voiceover.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland talking to John Bernthal. Tom Holland
saw that,
playing,
yeah.
I gotta look. Telemachus. I've never read or know
Telemachus,
much
yeah.
about the Odyssey. So plays Telemachus, whatever. Son of Matt Damon. You see Matt Damon like floating on a boat as like Tom Holland's
you see
kind of
Matt
talking
Damon?
about.
Oh,
Yeah, you see a like very far away shot, and then it pans in a little bit.
okay.
And yeah, it's basically just Tom Holland talking to John Bernthal, and basically saying, I think he's looking for what happened to.
I am
Odysseus.
so horny for this film.
I mean, I think it looks great, but like this is if you don't know anything about the Odyssey, which I don't, this is not gonna. This gives you a general idea of like, okay, Tom Holland's gonna look for his father, and
There's no fantastical elements in this teaser.
No.
I would assume so. I was hoping that would be the case.
no,
Okay.
yeah, they probably haven't done any sort of like can't CGI or any like behind the scenes
No, but I
work
think-
yet.
I think they shot some of the, the animatronic thing they
Practical
had.
animatronic, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I was hoping it wouldn't be shown. Yeah, that's
No.
cool.
Yeah, no, they haven't shown any of that. Tom Holland looks like he's gonna put on a performance, like he's crying through this entire teaser. So
I'm so excited.
I've said it time and time again. Tom Holland's a great actor. That has
I've
not
said
had
the same.
great
I said
projects.
that Tom Holland will be. He's
Yeah.
just hasn't had the material. At the end of the day, if you're in the MCU, he is good in the MCU. Don't get me wrong, but you are more of a cog in the machine. You don't have the freedom to act as much. I think Tom Holland will be. I think this will be his performance where people are like, this guy can act.
I'm really.
He's
hoping.
shown it. He's shown. Like I know. I believe in Tom Holland. I've got that faith in him. I like Tom Holland.
But yeah,
Yeah,
the teaser, all you get a lot of Tom Holland, a lot of John Bernthal. You see like kind of out of focus Lupita Nyong'o in the background of John Bernthal,
cool.
and then you get Matt Damon like barely. He's like laying down. You don't really see him much. I personally like the Oppenheimer teaser better, the first teaser for that. But still,
What was the
this is-
first Oppenheimer?
That one had the score. It was just Oppenheimer walking, right?
With, like,
It had the score,
with
didn't
the
it?
flames like keep cutting back and forth. with, like,
It had the
big
score,
fireball.
that didn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
It
I
had the
remember
score
this.
in it. It did.
I remember,
This
yeah,
one,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember like a big booming score.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, obviously, you can only see it in theaters right now, other than like illegal camera versions. I'm sure it'll probably release like this week. I would guess is probably when they'll officially release it. But
I don't think it is this week online. I think it's after F4. My read.
Oh, okay. Well, more
I think
power to
there's
him. But
the
it comes out
plan-
about a year. It's like a year and a week or so. So
Yeah.
very excited for it. We're all very excited for it. Again, teaser looks great, but it doesn't show you much, which is exactly how we want it. But just saying,
Yeah, I love how they're playing it in theaters and not like online. I love that. Just
Yeah, I was
keep
worried about
doing
theater
more
wasn't going to show it
marketing
at first
that.
because it like didn't play as part of the normal trailer package.
Yeah,
It's like
it's fun. They do like the
AMC or whatever your theater does, where they do like the normal
then they
trailers, then they
start,
do
yeah.
like the put your phone away, like the movie's starting now type stuff. And
Oh,
then, like,
really?
Then it's
And
like
then it comes
teaser,
on.
and then it's
Yeah,
right.
it's
into
like
Jurassic
right
World.
before the movie.
Yeah,
It's
that's
awesome.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
But we also got just huge week for trailers. We got the first trailer for Lord and Miller's Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling. The film follows a teacher who is sent 12 light years away from Earth to save humanity after the sun began to erode, in theaters March 20th, 2026.
I know nothing about the book of this. I know it's meant to be massive. I don't know anything about this. I actually don't know how I feel about the trailer, to be honest.
I didn't like the trailer. I was kind of bummed. I didn't love
I think I liked it a lot. It looks fun. And I believe in Ryan Gosling still.
I mean, I believe in Ryan Gosling. I just don't know if...
I'll never not believe in him. But yeah, the tone of the trailer was something about it didn't really work for me. I don't know. But I know the people who love the book say like the trailer's terrible because it's apparently like some stuff in the trailer, which to me is not known in the book. I wouldn't know it's a big reveal or not, but apparently there's stuff in the book that like they show some stuff in the trailer like that's like back half of the book type material. Like that's crazy that they showed it. So I saw a lot of uproar about that. But I love The Martian in terms of the book because that's written by the same guy. So I read The Martian, have not read his book Project Hail Mary, which came after The Martian, but I like the movie The Martian as well a lot. But I'm just talking purely from the book material is based on. Really like The Martian as a book, so I'm sure Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary is a great book as well that I have and I'm planning to read hopefully before this. I mean, we still have a little under a year, so it's still a ways away.
It's like March, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, March 20th. But I don't know. I watched the trailer and I didn't feel things for it. I wasn't.
No, I'm the same.
So,
I'm the same.
I don't know, but I know Cam's a little higher on it. And I know a lot of people really love the trailer
fun.
in terms of film Twitter in general. So I know a lot of people are very excited for it.
What have they directed?
Oh, Lord and Miller.
Obviously, they produced the Spider-Verse and wrote
Spider-Verse. I'm pretty sure they're 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, they are the 21 and 22.
Jump Street, Solo, A Star Wars Story. Or wait, no, there's producer. Never mind. The Lego movie,
Ron
21
Howard
Jump
did
Street,
that.
22 Jump Street,
Yeah, Ron Howard.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a good film.
Those are kind of all gas movies, to be honest. So
the Lego movie's so good.
I need to watch that.
They are much more like a very involved producer.
Did he write the first Spider-Verse film? Is that right?
Let's see. They wrote both. They wrote both.
Okay, I thought they wrote the first one. Okay.
Phil Lord. It says it credits only Phil Lord for the first Spider-Verse, but then both for Across the Spider-Verse. Okay. And then they're writing Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They did not write. They did not write Cocaine Bear, which they did produce.
Thank God.
Nor did they write Strays, which they also produced.
Was that weird,
that
comedy
bad, right?
dog one?
Yeah, that was bad, right? Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
We also got a trailer for Edgar Wright's The Running Man. The film follows a man who volunteers to join a TV game show where he will be hunted by professional killers. In theaters November 7th. I've not seen.
I feel like I got to watch Army.
I haven't seen any of Edgar Wright's films since. Wait, only done 2, I think. I haven't seen Baby Driver or what was the
Soho? Last Night Soho.
I
haven't seen that either.
Last Night Soho was good.
But I like this trailer. I am.
This trailer moved me too. I was
good vibes. Good.
That's on the same wavelength. We were anti-Project Hail Mary trailer on the Running Man.
Good. I like Glenn Powell as a lot. I think this trailer gives very like eccentric, fast-paced, classic Edgar Wright vibes. I think Glenn Powell is a perfect guy to lead this as well. Although I haven't seen the Arnold film, I like the concept a lot. I think for an action sort of comedy style, this would work really well. Michael Cera's in it too. Coleman Domingo.
Looks awesome in this.
He does.
I think he looks so fun in this. Yeah.
No, I'm with this one. I think this trailer looks really, really good. I'm pretty excited for this. Actually,
I'm gonna watch the Arnold.
Soups is in this movie. I think a lot of like comic talkers are because I think I saw Straw Hat Goofy, Soups. There's a couple of
there's a few England UK based ones.
But Soups is in At Midnight, which had Monica Barbaro, and now The Running Man with Glenn Powell. So he's collecting Top Gun
Maverick
stars. Yeah, next to Tom Cruise. I mean, he did get to go meet Tom Cruise behind the scenes.
Have you guys seen that video of Tom Cruise where he's like, "Let's get Sinners" in the re-release in London? Why the fuck are you talking to them?
He's like, "Hell yeah, I'm with you." Yeah,
he's like, "You call yourself influence, just influence something.
Influence something, get a re-release." Yeah, crazy. Yeah, but I'm on this one. I like the look of it quite a bit.
Also releasing on November 7th is Joachim Trier's next film, Sentimental Value, starring Renat Reinsve, Inga
Anders Danielsen Lai,
and Stellan Skarsgård and Elle Fanning. I think this movie looks great. I think I'm a big fan of The Worst Person in the World, which was Joachim Trier's last film. And I love Renat Reinsve and everything. She was in A Different Man last year, which was one of my favorite films last year. She got a great performance in that movie as well.
You would love the trilogy, Tyler. You would love the other 2 films.
I know. I really need to get to it.
Like,
but it comes out the same day as the Running Man. So what are we going to go? Sentimental Man or running value? Either one.
Sentimental Man sounds better, I think.
Sentimental Man does sound nice.
I'm very excited. And this premiered at Cannes, didn't it? Got really good reception. Did it win? Oh no, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It was kind of like everyone. A lot of people were expecting it to win because it got the longest standing ovation ever. Right?
Oh, that yeah.
Standing ovation.
I'm really excited for this. Really excited.
Me as well. So that'll be a fun weekend because both those trailers are great. They're coming out the same weekend. And then the final trailer, first trailer for the Cat in the Hat animated movie in theaters, February 27, 2026.
This style looks bad.
The only reason I added this in here is because this is just the consequence of the Spider-Verse. I think the Spider-Verse animation is so good.
I know what you mean.
But this is such a clear, like, let's try it out for us and it'll work for the Cat.
It looks
like this clearly looks like a lesser skilled or lesser resourced studio trying to do the same thing.
It's similar animation to
I know what you're gonna say.
The Grinch movie.
The Grinch.
And I am very pro that Grinch movie.
I think the Grinch looks better though than this.
The Grinch does look better for sure.
I like the Grinch.
Have you guys ever watched the original Cat in the Hat, the Mike Myers one?
Have I ever watched that?
Yeah,
bro. I grew up. I watched it. I watched it like a month ago as well. Like
that movie is that is a nightmare blunt rotation throughout that movie. Like Mike Myers is a cursed image, man.
Do you know? I was when I last watched it. I just remember this. Do you remember the pinata scene where the kids just start beating with a baseball bat?
It's been a while. I watched
you have to
3
watch
years ago. I remember vaguely.
We should watch it in New York. We should all sit around and watch fucking Cat in the Hat.
Should we? Is that what we should turn on?
Yeah.
I can't imagine we don't watch a movie in New York at one point, and if we watch only one, the Cat in the Hat is what we're going. I can't wait. All right, I'm in.
Getting to movie news now. Some tragic passings this week of 2 people passed away far too young. Michael Madsen passed away at the age of 67 from a heart attack, I believe. Obviously, in many of Quentin Tarantino's films, but plenty of other productions as well, especially in the late 90s. Really enjoy him as an actor. Disappointed to see him, pass away at 67. And we also had Julian McMahon pass away at 56 after a private battle with cancer. Most notably, recently from the Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four movies for the 2005 ones. But also he was on Nip Tuck, which is a very popular TV show on FX here. So 2 actors passed away far too young, so very important.
Diogo Jota, Liverpool footballer, passed away this week as well.
Yep.
Very, very sad circumstances. Only 28, like prime risk.
His younger brother as well, right? Andre
Silva. I think he was 26 in like a car accident. I think it was in Spain. That's like in terms of the sport and the football world, like devastated people. So that was really, really sad as well. So yeah, sad week. Really
tragic week.
Yeah.
We got news that officially Devil Wears Prada 2 is happening. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci are all officially returning. Kenneth Branagh is also cast in the film as well, coming out May 1st, 2026. I really liked Devil Wears Prada 1. I don't think Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to be anything special or cool, but the fact that they're all returning, like I love all those people on my screen. Just seeing the Smashing Machine trailer in theaters the other day before Jurassic World, Riley and I were both like, yeah, Emily Blunt, great actress. We're pro Emily Blunt around here.
We are pro Emily Blunt. Yeah, true.
So excited to see, I'm not excited for Devil Wears Prada 2, but I really, really like Devil Wears Prada 1. I watched it for the first time not too long ago, and I was like, this movie kind of rips. Warner Bros. Has paused development on Doug Liman's underwater thriller Deeper, starring Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas. This was due to concerns about having a budget at $275 million. It was initially supposed to be around 220. Cruise is now shopping the film elsewhere. So he's got to find more money. He's like 55 million short.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has the money he can use himself. But yeah, it's crazy. I think, there's multiple angles to come after this. It's like on one hand, it's like I want Tom Cruise to have as much money as possible because he's really pushing things to the limit and electric. But in terms of the broader just like state of the film industry, I think it's pretty irresponsible to be having these budgeted films, especially when, Tom Cruise is a bona fide movie star. No one's doubting that, but Deeper is not going to be making Avengers Endgame money.
It's like it's not an existing IP.
Money is a little irresponsible. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is not going to profit.
Yeah.
So how many more?
Turn our nose up like the like Avengers and the MCU films having a big budget, but a lot of the time they make their money back. It's not existing IP, so it's like it is pretty. It's 275 million for. It's like the Electric State. It's a good comparison, although probably not as bad. And we'll get a theatrical release. But do you know what I mean? Same thing. Where it's fucking lot.
Whereas Top Gun Maverick made like 1.2 billion, but I think there's a lot of factors of one, that's existing IP, 2, that was like the big COVID's over, return to theaters. Like, I think there's a
yeah.
lot of external factors that help push that. Maybe a couple $100 million higher. I think it would have been very successful regardless. But I don't think I mean, the Mission Impossible movies, we talked about that, I think, when we reviewed Dead Reckoning, so the 2 movies ago, where we're like looking at the box office compared to budget, we're like, these movies actually like aren't like that successful. It's kind of surprising the franchise lasted as long. They all make like, so basically the budgets are all like 200 million. They all make like 500 to 600. So like, yeah, they're doing well, but they're not like,
they do well.
Usually to make like a 8 to 9 movie franchise, you're making like $1 billion. Like Jurassic World movies are, Fast and Furious movies are, to get to those, you know, near 10 movie franchises. But yeah, I mean, Deeper sounds like a cool movie. You got astronauts in the ocean, whatever that could be. But you know, Tom Cruise, Ana de Armas, you know, after Mission Impossible this year and Ballerina this year, both of them
did
can carry action movies. So
did he do? He did Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
He did Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Kind of all over the place. And he did whatever that Casey Affleck,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was thinking of Brad Pitt.
The one from last year also. Apple TV original. Cam and I were the only ones who watched it. Cam, Matt Damon, Casey Affleck.
Oh, The Investigators.
Oh, the
Instigators. Sorry,
Instigators. Yes, thank you.
Have you guys seen the
American?
You guys seen American Made with Tom Cruise, the like action comedy as well?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it. I should watch that one. But yeah, he's a bit all over the place, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Final bit of news I threw in here just for talking point. Did you guys see the clips of like the I Know What You Did Last Summer, like guy walking around Santa Monica Pier?
No, I haven't seen that.
Seth, you saw those clips?
Yeah, so they posted another one yesterday, didn't they, or something?
Yeah, so my question is like, how do they clear that with like law enforcement? Because like obviously, like if you see a man with a hook walking around menacingly like fast with like a weapon, you think they would obviously they'd probably clear it with the police department or whatever, but like I don't know, man. America's a risky place to be walking around with a weapon, just like looking creepy around kids. Like I don't get like.
Let me rewatch this shit.
I'm sure they make it so like if you call the cops, like you know this is part of a marketing stunt, but like I don't know, like Indiana or Kansas, that's an open carry state, so they're doing it in California where it's probably a little more strict. But you know, if you do that in Indiana and someone's walking around with like a scythe around a bunch of kids at a beach, like someone might
I do think that. Surely it's got
I haven't seen this like video yet.
It's just like a guy. It's on the like beach side. Or
it's just a guy in like a fisherman costume.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like similar to the Smile people, I'm sure.
But they didn't have a weapon.
They didn't have a weapon. Like,
no, but they didn't have a weapon. No, I see what you're saying. I
imagine it's got to be like a coordinated effort where it's let the local police know, like, listen, we're doing this.
I would almost be certain that like they tell everyone on the pier, like, we're about to film this and it's going to go on social, because you have to like clear stuff with that. So I'm sure it's like it's probably a closed set type thing.
I do like things like that though. I think more horror
for sure.
Need to do more. Like with the weapons one, with all the CCTV footage of the kids with their arm up and stuff. Like I like that. Yeah. It's really, really good marketing. By the way, side note, when does Weapons release? Is it August?
August. Like 22 or something.
Excited for that. Very excited.
But yeah, that'll do it for the episode today. Hope you enjoyed our Jurassic World talk. So we all know that Jurassic Park is the best Jurassic Park, but comment down below what your second favorite is. And I would hope most people agree Dominion's the worst. Yeah, second favorite Jurassic Park World movie.
That's a more interesting question.
Comment your rankings. Just comment your rankings. Let's see if there's any like fun
like Jurassic World taste. Fallen Kingdom at 1 or some shit.
Yeah, is there anyone out there that has Fallen Kingdom over the first Jurassic?
Is there anyone out there that has anything over the first one? If so, what and why?
Yeah, if you do, you're wrong, but I'm curious.
But let us know why.
Yeah, write a multi-paragraph dissertation as to why. But yeah, shout out to our executive producers, Stefan Niebrick, Stefan Johnson, Cody Whitney, and Cole Beaver for supporting the podcast as always. This week on the ReelTok Podcast on Thursday, we'll be continuing our best actors tier list. So I know you guys are been clamoring for more of that. So we're going to be going through that this week. Friday on Patreon, we're going to be reviewing Sergio Leone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And next week on the podcast is Superman, not Legacy, just Superman.
So, Superman.
We're finally here. I'm tempted to mute everything on Twitter because I don't even want to see people's reactions after.
When are you seeing it, Tyler? You seen it on the weekend or Friday?
I'll see it Thursday. Yeah, I think I don't even want to see any of the early critics or even Seth's review. No, I want to see Seth's, but I don't want to see critic reviews and stuff just because I know it's going to be.
When does the review embargo lift?
It's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like 3 p.m. Eastern. It's like 8 p.m. here, I think. Something like
just already the discourse on the leaked reviews is already making me like pull my hair out because it's like obviously if you're going to leak your review and break embargo, you're going to have an ulterior motive of either gassing it up crazily or like tearing it down. So it's
But
like
also, if
There
you,
was a
that is stupid
saw-
as well, like really
Mhm.
stupid.
I saw someone like bait me into a leaked review, and then the very last line, it was like just different comments on it, and the last line was like, Michael Shannon was really great in this though. So it was just a
I
Man
saw
of
that. It was
Steel
like
review.
Snyder.
Yeah,
No, I
someone
didn't
someone
see that.
baited. They got me. They got me.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, stay tuned for that. And otherwise, we will see you on Thursday for our best actors tier list. Peace.